with this music, the music sometimes causes you to try to minimize playing here. So actually, does that make sense?
We're live from Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. Home opener 2025 edition. The Ashland Arrows play host to the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. I'm Chris Mowry, joined alongside, as always, by my partner numero uno, Brandon Wells. Good to have you, BW.
Hey, baseball's my favorite season because it's in season, right?
Yeah.
So we are thankful that we have a good enough day for late March to be out here playing. The Arrows coming off a win yesterday, Chris, in the opener that we were hoping to broadcast, but it got moved over to AU at Ashland University. Thankful that we were able to get a game in and a win, a 6-4 come-from-behind win. A nice outing on the mound from Evan DeHinden, who got the Arrows rolling there with 4 strong innings. And, Alex Grissinger came in to finish the last 2 innings. Tyler Holt gave us a good inning, but, an all-around team effort. And we battled back with some runs in the bottom of the 6th to get a win to open the year.
We did. We were down 2-0. Yep. Michael Franz misplayed a ball in center field, went over his head. You and I have called a lot of games at AU. Once it hits that carpet, man, that thing's gone and went all the way to the fence. And, 2-run inside the Parker led to 2-0 lead for Clyde, and then the Arrows battled back, chipped away, got a bunt down executed, kind of put Clyde on their heels and took advantage, and he really hit the ball hard last night.
Yeah, and that ball that's hit right at you as a center fielder or as an outfielder in general, but particularly in center, the one that's the hardest to play as a center fielder is the one that's coming screaming at you, right at you. So, he made a mistake. It happens, and the Arrows were able to battle back, and today, we get a whole different lineup, a couple different guys in there, different guy on the mound, and in Miles Farnsworth, who we're used to seeing last year, had a great season. I'm looking forward to him taking another step here today.
Yeah, super excited to watch the now sophomore do some battle on the mound. Today's game brought to you by Hedstrom Entertainment, having unplugged fun for over 100 years. And you're joining us on the Countdown to First Pitch, presented by Ashland Eye Care. Proud AHS alum Dan Denbo and his team will handle all your vision needs. And as always, this has become common hat, BW. It'll carry forward to football in the fall. We are coming to you live from the Priest Dental broadcast booth. Another AHS alum, Kevin Priest, will handle all your dental needs along with his team. And speaking of Priest, the Wickham and Hess second inning guest is none other than father of Kevin Priest, local legend Dan Priest. Super excited to welcome him to the booth.
Yeah, Coach Priest is a fabulous human, but a great golf coach as well. And I'm looking forward to having him in here. The Priests are some good folks here in town. And, anytime you get an opportunity to bring in somebody that's been around the athletics program in the city for that long, it's a good opportunity to highlight some of the things that he's done and also to learn something, right? And it's always something to learn.
We'll be right back after this short message here on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Zach Bernhardt on the mound, back to his familiar position.
Member of the baseball team, he was a 4-year letterman and was a key member of the 2012 team.
They're throughout the first pitch here. Home opener for the Arrows. 2012 graduate Zach Bernhardt.
The 2012 team remains one of the winningest teams of all time. Post-Ashland High School, Zach went to AU where he played football, earning a bachelor's in biochemistry in 2016, an MRA in healthcare management in 2017. He attended West Virginia School of Osteopathic Medicine in 2021 and is currently completing his orthopedic surgery residency at the Cleveland Clinic Foundation. Please give a round of applause for one of Ashland's best, Zach Bernhardt.
Bernhard fires it in there a little
Man.
down and away. Ball
Bringing some cheddar, though.
He wanted some heat on that mustard. So here we go. Hey, let's get a quick look at the injury report brought to us by Ashland's own, locally owned and award-winning coffee shop, Goldberry Roasting. I was there today, man, and that place was smoked. It was busy.
They're always busy, Chris. It's a good problem to have, right? But yeah, I'm always thankful. I'm over there. My wife was over there this morning. It seems like there's at least a Wells family member there pretty much at all times.
Well, as we always say, we're looking for the Yetis, Coopers, and we'll show those on air once we get said Yetis here in the Pre-Dental broadcast booth. National Anthem here presented by Sarver Paving. We'll rejoin you right after this. Welcome back to the Pre-Dental broadcast booth. I'm Chris Mowry, joined as always by numero uno of Ashland broadcasting lore, Brandon Wells. Let's get a quick look at the starting lineups brought to us by Bill Harris Dealerships with locations in Ashland and Loudonville. Chevrolet to Ford to Jeep and everything in between. Check out Bill Harris Dealerships for new and pre-owned vehicles.
Angus, Franz, and Hickey left to right in the outfield. Abel, Grissinger, Bryant, and Workman in the infield. Farnsworth on the mound, and Tanner Wolf with the second straight start back behind the plate for the Arrows. On the other side, Chris, so let's take a look at the lineup starting, the offensive lineup for our friends over at Tiffin, Columbian. Oh, hey, wrong one. We'll figure that out at some point. We got some new stuff this year, Chris.
We're still in spring training.
We are. There we go. Here's your Bill Harris starting lineup for our friends from Tiffin, Columbian, the Tornadoes.
Bramer going to lead off. Tilsey going to play second base and do the DHing. Wosner on the catcher, and Willman cleanup. Galden, Little, Arias, Reese, and Egbert.
We're still figuring out some of those things. I don't think all those positions are exactly correct.
They're not. That's what threw me for a loop. Oh, boy.
We had a bit of a camera issue. We had to scramble at the last second. And
E6 and E1, two errors on the same ground ball.
those are the guys in the lineup. They're just
true.
Not at the right position.
That's
so,
absolutely right.
You know what, Chris? We talk about keys to the game always, right? And one of those keys is obviously for the Arrows is to get off to a good start here, and for you want. The first start of the year when you're going out there at home and you're feeling it, you got to try to get a steady heartbeat, right? You got to try to settle and calm yourself down, and that's what we need from Miles Farnsworth out there, right? You want Miles to come out there and just sort of get through that first inning, Chris. That first inning where you got the nerves going, you're feeling it, adrenaline, all the things are going on. So you want to get out to a good start here and throw some strikes.
Keys to the game brought to us as always by Whitaker Myers. Thanks to Ryan Emmons and team for supporting us all season long. Warm-up pitches completed. The Arrows coming in to wish the sophomore Miles Farnsworth good luck. Tanner Wolf going to be the battery mate for the sophomore Farnsworth, and BW, we're just about ready to get this baby underway in Ashland, Ohio on a really what turned out to be a beautiful day. Started off doomy and gloomy. Our truly inspired weather is absolutely fantastic. We've got I'd say, bright skies, 68 degrees, no rain in the forecast. Knock on wood, I would, but it's Corian right in front of me, so I can't. And the first pitch of the home opener delivered, and that's in there for a strike on leadoff batter for the Tornadoes, Johnny Bramer, the center fielder.
Yeah, nice fastball to get going inside. Wind blowing out. Talk about the weather here in just a little bit. Well, you did just talk about the weather.
I did. It's
How's
okay.
that?
Farnsworth early ahead in the count, 0-2. We saw this yesterday. I went to the game at AU, and DeHenden was the Arrows starter, another sophomore yesterday. He got the leadoff batter down 1-2 and then hit him. The two-hole hitter, he got down the count 1-2 and then hit him again. So put two early runners on. He was able to work out of that. That ball's flared off into the right side. Giving chase is the right fielder Hickey, but that one's going to find the foul territory, so we'll do it again at 0-2. Truly inspired weather again. No clouds to speak of, just kind of overcast, hazy, I'd say. 68 degrees. I got a T-shirt
Windy.
on.
Super windy, Chris. The wind is blowing out. So you put a ball up in the air today, it's going to be an adventure. You're talking 20 to 30 mile an hour winds right now, gusting here throughout the day.
Are you suggesting you could get out of the infield today?
Well, it's hard. I mean, this is such a huge outfield. It's like old Tiger Stadium.
It's massive strike.
Beautiful.
3 on a spinner pitch to perfection, and the ball goes around the diamond quickly and crisply, and 1 up, 1 down for Farnsworth.
I know you love to call it a tight one or a spinner, and I will say that was a tight spinner, which is a really nice one there on 0-2 on the inside corner.
Well, that's how you start, BW. 4 pitches, 3 of them for strikes, and take a seat. That'll bring up two-hole hitter, the DH, Dallas Glenn, and he offers that the first breaking pitch. I'll change the vernacular a little bit for you, and waves at that one, 0-1.
Well, that was a nice one, too. You know, a little off-speed. Nice job there to mix it up what you're starting with. You don't want to get into any kind of routine that everyone can guess on.
Farnsworth working out of the windup. There's another one. Beauty, beauty, beauty. Head coach Nick Weber of the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes, opposed by head coach Rick Goff, who's in his 35th season, we learned yesterday, or 2 days ago, I should say, on the preview show. You can check that out on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network as well. And Farnsworth rocks and fires 0-2 count, and that was just high, BW. Just missed on that one.
Yeah, I like it on 0-2, though. You know, I don't believe in waste pitches on 0-2. You want to give them something close. So I like that right there.
1-2 offering, 1 out, and
Almost
that's inside. That's a 4-1-9 delivery. Not high and tight, low and in, baby.
I like it, though.
Woo.
Yeah, if you're looking for a good haircut or a high and tight, go down to 419, Barbershop 419 downtown. Matt Trukovich jumping on board this year.
2-2 offering, hit right back up the box. That's going to be a single, I'm going to guess. No, Gris has got a chance. Not going to have an opportunity. Yep. Infield single for Dallas Glenn. 1 out infield single. That'll bring up 3-hole hitter Jamison Wosner, the first baseman.
That first bounce on that just killed it, and so Gris did the right thing. He charged it. He went up the middle, made the play, but good speed out of that 2-hole. And good play by Gris, and not to rush it or throw it away, and there you go.
I think if we had any chance of throwing him out on that chopper, we'd had Sean Dunston over there from back in the late 80s Cubs lore.
Oh, boy. First inning, and we're talking 80s baseball. Runner goes.
Wolf's delivery down and not in time. Bryant covers the bag for the Arrows at second base. And just like that, infield single leads into a stolen base for the Tornadoes. That stolen base brought to us by nobody.
Thank you. If you want to sponsor stolen bases, go ahead and let us know. There you go. Now from the, he's in the stretch here. Nice little breaking ball right there. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, and 1 out. Coach Weber for the Tornadoes in the third base box. Paying attention to Bryant Grissinger, the middle infielders for the Arrows, seeing if he can't get his fella at second base an extra lead, and he does with his secondary and swung on and missed. Wosner now down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Yeah, and so far, Farnsworth's doing a nice job of working the ball inside, and clearly his game plan so far is to work it inside, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see a breaking ball away here on 1-2.
Yeah, Farnsworth fallen in love with that breaking ball so far. A little fake pick to second base. And
it's all right. You want to keep him honest out there. Decent lead out there. Second base.
Did you notice Glenn? It looked like he kind of grabbed the dirt and the back end came up a little higher than the front end. He had a kind of little military crawl back to second base. Farnsworth back up the box. Gris going to have a chance at this one. Here comes the runner, Glenn, around third, and he's going to come in. I don't know where Franz throwing that one, but we're going to have a throwing error on Michael Franz. And going to third base is going to be Wosner. Oh, boy. The Arrows down early, 1-0. And compounding the errors, BW, the batter Wozner ends up on a two-base throwing error at third base on what would be just a normal single. So here we go. 1-0 hole for the Arrows early. Cleanup hitter, third baseman Bradley Willman will step in. Tanner Wolf going to get a minute here from the home plate umpire. He dove after that ball, trying to keep in front of him. Nice move and
Fabulous
nice play.
effort.
Yeah, just was able to not even get any leather on it.
Yeah, great effort, but yeah, well, we got some technical issues as always here. That's what happens.
Par.
Well, it's like you said. It's game one. Fouled off.
Yeah. Game one for us. If you joined us late, the Arrows won yesterday over the Clyde Flyers 6-4, so they're 1-0 early on the campaign. Tornadoes, I don't believe, played yesterday. So this is their opener.
This is their opener. Ooh, tough
There
play.
Nope, he stayed at third base. Wow. Previous to the new Norma Foundation backstop, you could have crab crawled home from third base with that 63-foot backstop. But with one out, Wozner chose to stay at third base and not run himself out of an inning here.
Yeah, smart. I mean, you already got to run in. You got the heart of your lineup up. There's no reason to take that. Yep.
1 ball, 1 strike. Farnsworth in the stretch.
Nice spot on the outside. Just missed.
Farnsworth got a little more velocity this season.
Yeah, it looks like he's ticked up a little bit. Workman over there first was he's pretty shallow in there. And maybe they want to cut off that run in at the corners. Oof. Yeah, we'll take it. I mean, that was the same pitch right there, and I like working that corner. That's good. You don't want to give him anything, down the pike here.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
It's a big batter right
Billman
here.
Caught a piece of it.
Yeah, Wolf just couldn't hold on to it, but you got just enough of that to knock it straight down, but a nice breaking ball right there from Farnsworth.
Hillman's a big boy. He might be the right guard in the fall. Big feller. I like their
wide
hats.
stance. Man, I'm not sure if I were his teammates, I would be out on the on-deck circle over there. Because that one was about 3 feet above our next hitter's head and might have killed Galton.
It might have. We might have had a ambulatory event. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. 2 outs now for the Arrows. Huge strikeout for Miles Farnsworth.
Yeah, that's a great job right there. Farnsworth kind of climbed the ladder on 2-2. Good at bat, and, the only thing I don't like so far, obviously you've given up a run on that error, but you've also up to 20 pitches here in the first, so you want to get out of here as quickly as you can, but limit the damage and leave that guy over there at third base, whatever it takes here. Slider.
5-hole hitter, Blake Galden, the catcher, steps in, now down to the count of 1.
Either a slider or a cutter, something hard, and a little bit of movement right there from Farnsworth.
Innings 1 through 7, top and bottom side, brought to us by Comfort Control all season long. Thanks to Joe Reap and his team for joining us. Great job by Wolf to get a piece of that one in front of him and keep that run at third base.
Yeah, beautiful play right there from Tanner Wolf, or else that was going to be a run. With 2 outs and a guy on third, you're probably sending him there if you're a third base coach and you're trying to get a good read to take off.
I always used to say, give me a chance to make a bad decision, and that means you've got to get yourself with a good lead, a better secondary, and let me have a chance to make a bad decision.
Yeah, Coach Nick Weber down there at third base trying to give his guy some encouragement here to go after it.
1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and a little flare into center field. Franz started in. Franz going to show the speed, but that one gets over his head. 1 run's in. Galden going to second base. He's going to have a stand-up double, and the Arrows down 2-0 early in the top of the first.
Well, he did a nice job of fighting that pitch off. Farnsworth tried to come inside again on 1-2 and couldn't quite put him away. And Franz, I'm not sure if he took a bad route or that ball just went a little farther than he thought because of the wind. And I think it was hit a little better than what it sounded like. I think the sound kind of fooled us back here and made us think it was flared. And actually, he got a little more of that than we thought. And Franz had a decent route on it. And then, there we are.
Well, you said it early, and I misspoke, so my fault. But the wind, as you said earlier, was blowing straight out. And Franz, he didn't start in. He kind of hesitated, what you're taught to do, and then started back right away. But that ball just kept carrying. So benefit for the Tornadoes, and a little down in the hole here for the Arrows. Now down 2-0. First pitch swung on and missed by right fielder Jackson Little, the 6-hole hitter. Farnsworth has done a tremendous job today at getting ahead of hitters.
Just got to put guys away.
Swung on and popped up down the left side. Third baseman Abel giving chase, but that one is going to come all the way back in to foul territory
I couldn't see
side
it, Chris,
of the
but
fence.
Yep, all right, well.
No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That ball tailed a lot back from Community Stadium area back into the field of play. I'll say field of play meaning foul territory. So Farnsworth going to have to do it again, and Little digs back in from the left side. Pitch is swung on and drilled to center field. That's down. That'll be the 3rd run of the contest at the top of the 1st. Workman comes across the center diamond to cut that one off, and Little with a great job of 0-2 hitting.
Now we got to find a way to put guys away when you're up in the count, and we're just catching a little too much of the plate on our 2-strike pitches right now. And the Tornadoes are taking advantage of it.
Yeah, Tornado's doing a good job staying back on the baseball, too, and they're laying off of the spinner pitch. Here comes Coach Dew out of the box here, out of the dugout. He's going to go have a chat with the sophomore Farnsworth. Just try to settle him down, and I love what he's doing here. This does not require anybody from the infield. This is just a calming moment, which I think is fantastic. So oftentimes infields want to come in and, pass some gum around or give each other a sunflower seed or 50. And it's not what this mound visit was about. It was about, hey, you're hitting your spots. You're doing a great job of getting ahead in the count. Let's just, to your point, Brandon, you're spot on. Let's just try to nibble a little bit when we're way ahead in the count 0-2 and try to maybe get somebody to swing and chase.
Yeah, it's a fine line when you're talking about being aggressive as the pitcher and trying to minimize your pitches, but also being aggressive.
Runner off first base, and Wolf was not able to get that transfer done smoothly, so stolen base.
Yeah, some momentum right now for the Tornadoes. They're feeling it, right, coming out in their opener, and they've got some juice. Come out and put up a 3-spot already here in the 1st, and they're going to be aggressive on the base paths, it looks like, all season long. At least they are so far here today.
Great lead out at second base, and Chase Arias, the left fielder, 7-hole hitter, swings through that one in 1-1.
Now, that was a great pitch right there. Not really nice, hard-breaking ball. Got down. That's where we got to see it. Got to keep the breaking ball down.
Farnsworth worked through traffic the entire inning outside of the leadoff batter. Now 1-2 the count on that nice tight breaking pitch. But Farnsworth was able to go out of the stretch or out of the windup for the first batter. He struck him out, and then he's had traffic the rest of the way here in the 1st. And traffic now with 2 outs and a runner at second base. That's Little. Arias at the dish, and he's going to offer it that. That's going to be strike 3. So Farnsworth strikes out the side, but not before the Arrows give up 3. They trail 3-0. Come on back.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. The Arrows getting their first opportunity of the home opener to come to the plate and try to claw away at this 3-run, 4-hit top of the 1st inning that the Tornadoes were able to get to the sophomore Farnsworth. Leading off for the Arrows going to be center fielder Michael Franz. 2-hole hitter right fielder Jeff Hickey. Alex Grissinger hits it a 3-hole and plays shortstop. A.J. Workman transfer from Mapleton, the first baseman and cleanup hitter. Trent Summers, today's DH, hits in the 5-hole. Nick Mangus in left field in the 6-hole. Hitting 7th, Isaac Abel, the third baseman. Jake Bryant, the 8-hole hitter, plays second base. And finally, 9-hole hitter and catcher Tanner Wolf for the Arrows. And then the defensive alignment for the Tornadoes. Arias, Bramer, Little, left to right in the outfield. Around the horn in the infield, Willman, Egbert, Tilsey, Reese, and the battery is Wosner on the mound and Galden behind the dish. Reminder here in the top of the second inning, the Wickham and Hess halftime, or I'm already playing football, BW. The Wickham and Hess second inning guest will be none other than head boys golf coach Dan Priest. And you know what we are, BW, or Superintendent Paramore, and I say this all the time. We're a hashtag
Oh, boy.
golf school.
I'm all right with that. I think you're right, Chris, right? I think that's true. Both on the boys and the girls' side, we've had a lot of success here. It's impressive, and Coach Priest has had a lot to do with that. We're looking forward to talking with him.
For those spectators watching the broadcast out there and want to argue with me, I'll just give you evidence to say, go to Arrow Arena, look at the banner, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh, boy, Chris.
Franz on the left side looks at ball one way outside. So Franz, the speedy Franz, ahead in the count 1-0. A couple stolen bases for him yesterday, a couple knocks for him, and, you know, boy, he was dangerous when he got on base yesterday, BW. He can take second and third base in a hurry.
Off to a good start, you're right. And, you know, I was thinking about this last night when I was looking at the stats from yesterday's game, and it's always, as a player, you want to get off to a good start because, I mean, it just that tension builds if you have a tough start and he's hit by a pitch and he's going to get himself on first. Whatever you can do to get yourself on base, right? But the point is, those first couple games, man, you just want to break the seal and get a hit, right? A hit or two so that it takes a little bit of that stress away. You don't want to start 0 for 8, 0 for 10. All of a sudden, you start to feel it. And so it is good to see him get rolling. And man on, down 3, might see how aggressive Coach is here, middle, medium, deep as far as the infield playing.
Jeff Hickey, today's right fielder, hitting in the 2-hole. Speedy Franz and head coach Nick Weber understands the situation here. He's played baseball at timers 50 in the past, and the third baseman up on the cut. Franz at first base with a slight lead. Hickey offering, and that one's driven well to right center field. That's trouble. That is trouble. That is down. Franz, we'll see the wheels. He's going to score. He's coming to third. Franz is coming around the corner. He's going to be in there for a stand-up run. And Hickey coming around the plate. We're going to have him plate to plate. And he's dead meat. Boy, there's a hindsight error, BW. You're down 3-1 after that Franz run. Nobody out. You're standing at third base.
Yeah, that's a tough one. That's a tough spot right there. And, yeah. I mean, great job of getting a run in, and you're down 3 runs. And just like that, you're giving them an out, if you will. And that's tough. Tough spot.
Shortstop Alex Grissinger steps in the box, the 3-hole hitter. Base is clean, 1 out, and the Arrows claw back right away. They trail the Tornadoes 3-1.
I couldn't see what happened with the throw, Chris. You had a better look at it. I was trying to...
The throw? It was a heck of a relay, and it was a dart to home.
Okay. And he was out by a couple feet right there. I think with your 3-hitter up right there, that's probably not advisable. We'll just say it that way. But it happens. Being aggressive. I like being aggressive for sure.
I need my best Bob Eucharism. Gris, healthy diet of balls, now 2-1. You saw Gris offer around there on that fun attempt.
Well, I think that was just that was a little outside, and but it might have crossed the front edge of that plate. Tough pitch and a good hold right there by Gris if it wasn't yours on 2-1.
2-2 offering, driven high to right center, but more right field, and camped under that one is Little, and Gris retired for the second out of the bottom of the first. That'll bring up the big fella. You and I saw this guy do some damage in BP rounds. A.J. Workman, the first baseman today and cleanup hitter.
Yeah, I mean, big guy can, if he gets a hold of it and you give him one, he can really drive it with that wind blowing out here. You don't have to be patient and selectively aggressive here.
Wosner rocks and fires, and that's a bullet right back up the box. That's a hit in just about any league unless you're playing the shift, and Workman finds himself with a 2-out single.
Really nice job of just going with it, middle away, and driving it up the middle. Nice swing, dropped the bat head, and just hammered it up the middle.
Looked like Brandon Wells from back in the day.
We talk about it all the time. We're in the first inning, and I got to bring up the Gary Wells school of hitting of killing the pitcher. So there it was. He drive it right back up the middle.
Love you, GW. You're welcome anytime. Trent Summers steps in for the Arrows. That's a strike. That's going to be a strike all day today, boys. That outside part of the plate has been called a strike. That's most likely not to change.
Yeah, make the adjustment.
Yep.
And you got to know that that's going to be a strike, and then whether you're inching a little closer to the plate or whatever it is.
Nice hook.
That's I think it's a knuckle curve that he's throwing on that, and it's because you can see the rotation on it. It's a little different, and it's a beauty.
Summers now way behind in the count, 0-2. Workman not probably going to challenge any land speed records here at first, so we wouldn't expect him to be in motion. That's well outside.
Good
Thank
pitch.
goodness, 1-2. That's an excellent pitch.
That's a good 0-2, right? I mean, it's outside enough that you're getting the outside call, so hey, let's keep working that outside corner.
Well, that's
smart,
what we talked
smart
about
job.
with Farnsworth in the first. BW is don't catch so much, push him outside, and maybe they'll chase.
Got to go. Good job, good read by A.J. Workman on the wild pitch.
Coach Nick Weber in there asking if he did offer it that Summers in the box. It was 2 strikes, and home plate umpire says no, but smartly, Galden, the catcher, retrieves the baseball, touches him just in case he should have ran to first base with 2 strikes. Summers swung on and missed. That will retire the Arrows in the bottom of the first, but they get one back and trail 3-1. Come on back with Dan Priest right after this.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. I'm Chris Mowry, joined alongside by Brandon Wells, and this fine-looking, young, finely tuned athlete is head golf coach Dan Priest. Thanks for coming on, Dan. Appreciate you.
Thank you. Nice being here.
Well, we tried this, BW, when you were on assignment in the fall. Zach Truax had the mic on the sidelines for me, and we had all kinds of fits at Madison with Wi-Fi and the rain. And
You're saying this is a rain check?
This is a rain check.
Okay.
This is absolutely a rain check, a golfer's term that you'll know out there. Dan has been a long-time Ashland resident, and you were the pro at the golf course, the club, as we affectionately know it here, for how long?
About 35 years.
Wow, 35 years. And you're from originally where?
From Columbus, Ohio.
And you went to school where?
At DeSales High School.
Oh, wait, we got 2. I'm outnumbered today. I'm the only public school with a mic right now.
There it is.
BW is CVCA, and Coach Priest is down there at DeSales. So.
We got the Catholics, the Protestants, we got the public schools, we got everything covered
We got
here.
it covered, that's right.
So you've got 2 sons, Kevin and Corey. Tell us a little bit about what your boys are doing, your grandkids, where they're living, and their professions these days, and so on and so forth.
Well, I've got two boys, Kevin and Corey, and Kevin is he's a dentist here in Ashland, right across the street here. So he's come back to Ashland, or never really left Ashland, but came back and decided to start a practice here, and is doing fairly well. He's got 3 kids. He's got I've got 2 grand daughters and 1 grandson. And they're all doing great, and they're just the love of my life. So they're doing fine. And then Corey, we just got back from St. Louis last week, and we're visiting them. He's got two girls. He's got Savannah and Collins, and Savannah is 3. I'm sorry, 2, and Collins is 1. And and he's doing great too. So,
well, I know golf, Dan, has been a huge part of your life, obviously, and the Dan Priest Endowment, the Honorary Endowment Fund, was created in your honor. Tell us more about that so folks will understand how they can help and what it's about.
Well, actually, I think it was my son who started that and got it started up, and it's just an endowment fund that goes to Brookside Golf Course, basically, and people can contribute into the junior program. It's applied to the junior program at Brookside, and it'll go on forever, and it supports not only our golf team, but a lot of the community from Ashland.
And that's so awesome because I think Cam played some junior golf there. I know
yes.
that happened, and my kids, all three of my kids, including Lydia, who you gave lessons to, and really helped her get rolling. And that junior golf program here is, I know there's some other programs like that around the state and around the country, but I would put ours up there with any of them, particularly in the state of Ohio. You can talk about that more and what people, this summer, if kids want to get involved.
It's going to be starting in June. It is a great program. It started well back, 23 years ago from George Valentine. Maybe longer. I don't know. I don't have those exact dates, but
sure.
George started the junior program, and it's only grown since then. Last year we had over 200 kids in the junior program, and it's a big success, and it's a good feeder program for our high school team, and we've gotten some kids off of that be pretty good this year. That I think we can probably talk about a little bit more, but the whole junior program is great for Ashland and good for the community.
Well, we know so many of these golfers that have had tremendous success, up and down, and there's a error by Farnsworth, throws it to the fence. So heading into second base is Bramer. He'll be there with 2 outs and 2-hole hitter Dallas Glenn. But, Yoder has mentioned it, and both Casters have mentioned it, and I'm sure, Mr. Castor mentioned it, and Paramore. Everyone, Camden, Tyler, the more newer age, they have all said that junior program is where they found their love for the game.
Right.
And the number of people in Ashland, the guys who could play around here, giving back in the summer and tutoring these guys, many of them didn't go on to play golf in high school. They just picked it up as a lifetime achievement and lifetime fun and a lifetime sport. But every one of those guys that I just mentioned will say, my love for the game started with George Valentine, Dan Priest, Tom Castor, and so on, giving time back at the junior program.
Yep. Other people there, Lorne Green, didn't mention, but there's a lot of people that have done it, and it was for the love of the game, and you find out that golf, if you get into golf, it's almost an addictive sport, and it is something that the kids want to keep going on. We've got 3 kids. I've got 3 kids on the team now that. I got more than 3 kids, but 3 kids on the team now that had never played golf before
Really?
They got into the junior program at Brookside, and that's only been like 3 years, and they're all varsity players this year, and they're going to be pretty successful.
Well, that says a lot about you. I mean, I know you're not going to toot your own horn, but that says a lot about you and what how you're able to develop young people. And I think there's so many coaches out there that it takes the right temperament, I think, is what I'm trying to say. And in golf, you have such a great temperament for teaching golf, and I know that's been part of the success.
Yeah, it's I love doing it. I love being into golf, and there did he get? No, he didn't.
Wow, I thought they had him.
I thought they had him too.
Yeah, they just love playing golf and being involved with it. It's just. It's a great game. So.
Well, any coach that takes over a program, I don't care if it's T-ball or Stephen Vogt last year with the Indians, you want to win, right? Like, that's your job, and that's what your goal is to shepherd your flock to a championship or success or whatever. And You know, when Coach Priest 6 years ago became the head golf coach at the high school, there's a liner that off Bryant's glove. That would have been the third out of the inning, but nonetheless, we're going to have the fourth run across here for the Tornadoes. They now take that lead 4-1. You want to be successful, right? And 6 years ago, Coach Priest, you know, Camden's going to be coming in to be a freshman, and he becomes the golf coach. And, well, all he did, BW, with that group is reel off 3 OCC titles. They lost 1 match in 3 years. 3 trips to the state tournament, and each of the times they went to the state tournament, they bettered their performance against, I'll say this, a lot of parochial schools, just to be very honest and very clear. A bunch of recruiters, Hoban and so on, and Ignatius and some others. And then finished second in the OCC 2 other times in 6 years. So you've had a lot of success here early.
Yeah, and it really does involve the kids. The kids are the key to your success, and we've had a lot of them who just, like I said, fell in love with the game, and it's not about me. It's just, we've got great kids at Ashland High School. We've got great kids, and they go on. They're good students. It seems like the golf program provides good students and so on and so forth. It's just it doesn't, you know, it bodes well. You know, you say when we did 3 trips to the state and all that stuff, that was a group of kids that just, they had it, and they wanted to do it, and they wanted to work at it. And you can't have anything better as a coach to have kids on your team that want to work at it and want to play and want to get better.
What do you think the biggest takeaway for kids that play golf is outside of the course? You know, because I've talked about how important it is and what you learn, but what do you think is the biggest takeaway or two that makes golf important for, I mean, not to sound corny or cliched, but for life lessons, right? And what is it that they learn that you think is the biggest takeaway?
Oh, I think dedication and hard work, and because you can't play golf and just go out and do it once once or twice a week or something. You got to just you got to bear down and do it, you know, all year long. One of the great things that we've got now is that we've got that simulator that's in the high school, and we can do it all year long. And I've seen the kids just get better and better and better in these last couple years. We didn't have it when Camden and
Chandler, Tyler,
all those guys were playing, but it is now, and those kids have worked and dedicated themselves and have determination to get better.
How about I know this isn't a commercial for Brookside Golf Course, but boy, has that place gotten even better. Like over the last few years, you've just seen how much work they've done out there, and it seems like that place is way different than what it was when I moved here.
Well, Billy Christian is the superintendent out there. He does a great job, and Mick Briggs does a good job out there too. It has gotten better. I remember many years ago at the Brookside Golf Course, it was like spongy greens.
Yeah.
And now the greens are better, and people are looking to play there a little bit more. And it's just it's a great place. They are so good though with the junior program.
Yeah.
And they just promote it and promote it and promote it. I think other golf courses, we've had other golf courses that just don't even have other golf teams. They don't have a place to play.
Yeah.
We have Brookside Golf Course. We have the Ashland Country Club, a place to practice and play. Yeah. And that's what the Ashland community does for us. You know, it gives us a place to play and practice all year long.
Speaking of the club, you know, if you are of any golfing level, you're going to find yourself behind a damn tree every now and again. It just happens. Like, that's just life. And you got to learn to play punch shots. And there's no better course I've ever been to learn how to hit a sawed-off 4-iron than the club.
Man.
Yeah.
Like, you have to get – so here, let me tell you this quick story.
Boy.
You'll like this.
There we go.
So Camden's playing last week in a tournament at Tannenhof. It was their first one, and they're playing in 25-degree weather. And it's lift, clean, and place everywhere. It's got to be because the ball's just mud when it lands in the fairway and whatnot. And his as a par 5, there's a shot down the third base line, base hit. Yeah, so Mangus going to take a wide turnaround first, but he'll be held there. So nice job of hitting there by Mangus. He gets the second inning going for the Arrows with a liner into left field for a single. But his coach is standing there. There's a par 3 next. It's a par 5, and he's up by the green in 2, and you're able to move it, right? And there's a cart path that winds around, and the coach comes back, and he's standing by us, and Camden, is getting into it. He's got to hit a little sawed-off runner and bounce it in the front of the green, pop up, and the pin's front right. And his ball is front left, but not green side. And he comes back. He said, "Are you worried?" And I said, "About what?" He goes, "Hitting a cart path." I said, "Who?" And he goes, "Camden." I said, "No." He goes, "You're not?" I said, "No." And so Camden hit the shot, and it was perfect. It come off the face, and it hit in the hill, and it bounced up, and it rolled past the pin about 8 feet, so he had a birdie putt. And he goes, "You weren't nervous?" I said, "No." "Were you?" He goes, "Yeah, I just wanted to get it past the second set of cart path." And I said, where we grew up playing, if you don't have a 4-iron hood or a 5-iron hood or a 7-iron trap for a chip shot, you were just going to have double bogey out the wazoo. So, no, he's fine with that shot.
Yeah,
he learned.
Camden learned that early. Yes. He learned that early playing at the club.
No question about it.
And, it's what we kind of, you can't play just the regular shots. And so we practice, all kinds of different shots that they're going to get during the year. And so they should be. Doesn't surprise me that Camden can pull off that shot and do it.
Strike 3 there. That'll be the first out for the Arrows. And that strikeout, Isaac Abel, that'll be the first out of the bottom of the first. What's the team look like this coming fall?
I think there's going to be a lot of surprises this year. I wouldn't say surprises. We've seen it coming up the last couple years. We had great teams. 4 years ago, 3 years ago, and we had 4 freshmen that started with this program and their high school team 4 years ago, or 3 years ago, and they're starting their senior year, and all of them, and they all love the game. They're all good athletes. We have a couple of them that were basketball players, but they fell in love with golf, and I've had a couple of them that just they want to play golf. So they'll go to basketball practice when it was during the winter. Go to basketball practice, and they'd meet me over at the simulator and just play. They want to do it, and that's the fun thing about it.
Well, Camden, he came home this weekend from school. Yeah, that was right back at you. Camden came home from the school this weekend. I didn't see him until about 9 o'clock last night, and I said, "Where you been?" He said, I was wearing Reed out. And I said, "What?" He goes, "Oh, Reed wanted to go play an 18-hole match." I said, "How'd that go for him?" He goes, "He shot 76. I said, "Very good." And I said, "What'd you shoot?" He said, 72, and I left about 4 out there. I said, "Okay, well, that's hitting it pretty well." But Reed had 76 early in the summer or spring. That's encouraging.
We were there last Wednesday night, and it was we just do a kind of 9-hole match. Anybody that wants to play, and Reed had it 2 under. So I mean, he's capable.
He shot 34.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
It was I can't remember what golf course that we played, but anyway, it was a good golf course. And, and he played it from the blue tees, and it's just fun to see how the progress that he's gone through and how much better he's gotten. We've got we've got not only him, but again, I talked about the other 4 freshmen. Nobody's guaranteed to make the team, but those are probably the kids that are going to be, on the team. And we got one freshman that plays in. He played in like 28 Northern Ohio PGA junior tournaments last year, and I think he's going to come and probably make the team right away.
The varsity team, you're saying?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we're going to knock off a couple of those kids that have been there a couple of years.
That's the thing about golf. You got to go shoot a score.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all about score. Nothing's guaranteed. Like I said, none of these kids are guaranteed anything, but you can just see the progress, and kind of what will happen by watching them and how they've grown.
Last question for you, Coach. And we're visiting with Dan Priest, who's been here as our Wickham and Hess guest here in the second inning. Golf outing this summer. What are the deets? What do people need to know? How do they get involved? How can they help? Let everybody know about that.
The golf outing is June 28th this year, and it's going to be, gosh, I don't even know. Is it a Brookside Golf Course? But I mean, it's the sixth year for that program.
Yes.
And that outing, anybody can play in it. We encourage people to get a team together. We will be doing most of the information and sending out the flyers and stuff probably this next week. We have a meeting with our golf parents, and we're going to be sending out all that information this next week. So there's opportunities for sponsors, and it just really helps our program. Helps give the kids, their shirts and their golf balls and their everything else that goes along with it.
Simulator.
The simulator was a big thing that we were able to put into the program, and you'll see all this stuff, all the information out this next week, and just encourage everybody to come on and play. We've had lots of teams the last couple of years. I think 26 is the max that we've had, and we had that amount last year and the year before, and so we'll take a couple more teams, but it's getting up there where it's pretty it's going to be filled up.
I can promise you, anybody out there listening to this, if you want to just go grab Bobby down the street and Clint across the road and Joe in the next county over and think you're going to come in and win it, I'd challenge you to come on over and try to win it.
When's the broadcast booth, the pre-dental booth, going to go and play together?
It'll take a 20 or 21 under number to win this.
We need
last year was 20 under. That was by a bunch of John Carroll boys, and that was the first year that the superintendent had been dethroned.
Well, we need to fix that somehow.
Oh, I think Mr. Paramore will be trying to fix that.
He will. He'll have a direct dial to Chris Yoder, Bobby Castor, and Kevin Priest. And Mr. Paramore will probably be saying, "Come on out, boys. It's on my dime. I want to beat Camden and his cronies and take this title back." So it'll be a lot of fun. Hey, I wanted to tell you, on behalf of Tara and I tell you this all the time, at least once a year when I see you, the impact you had on Camden and us as a family has been tremendous. It's been awesome. The memories that you were the captain of are memories that she and I know Camden as well, will have for a lifetime. And these were just memories that we still talk about, her and I. It just... from going to Findlay Country Club in the worst weather known to man and playing a district qualifier to make it to state, it's blowing and sleeting sideways and snowing, and it literally is 20 degrees, and we're out there chasing golf balls, and the expectation of not having anything this freshman year, and you coming in and, oh my God, we got a chance, Chris. And I said, what? We got a chance to go to state. No. Yeah, I just did the math. We need Frazee to come in with an 85 or 88. I said, well, where's he at? 17. Well, why don't you go? I'm going. So Dan runs out there in a golf cart, and there's everybody on the 18th hole watching Frazee come up, and he's never had anybody watching.
Of course, I got to be kind of calm because I don't want to get.
Yeah, right. So Frazee's got a fairway line that looks like a runway, playing the 18th hole, and he looks around like, what the hell's everybody out here for watching me play golf, and he makes a bogey or something, and he could have made it 9 and we still would have went to Columbus. I just, that day, that entire day is ingrained in my mind for the rest of eternity.
That was just fun. And it's been my pleasure to coach Camden and coach all those kids. And it continued to be my pleasure doing it for the new kids coming.
Yeah.
Well, I thank you for giving Lydia lessons, and the way you treat people is just second to none. So we're always really thankful for that, my friend.
Well, thank you.
That's Dan Priest, local legend here in Ashland, Ohio, of golf lore and the current head boys golf coach at the high school. Thanks, Dan. Appreciate the time. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Okay, you're welcome.
2 outs now for the Arrows, and coming to the plate will be number 1, Jackson Little. 2 outs now for Farnsworth. The Arrows trail 4-1 BW. 2 errors committed by the Arrows have led to a run here. That throwing error by Franz, kind of opened the floodgates there in the first. And young Farnsworth trying to battle back here and work with a clean inning.
Yeah, and, I just showed it a little bit ago, Chris. He's his pitch count is now up to 62. He's thrown a lot of strikes, though. 44 strikes, 18 balls. So, that's always a good thing. As I say that, he, of course, goes 2-0. But, yeah, the Arrows need to just sort of hold the ship steady here down 4-1. And we, while Coach Priest was talking, we actually saw a couple sprinkles as well coming in. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not. But
I didn't.
Unless it was just my old eyes, but it seemed like it. We got a couple sprinkles in there, and wind's still whipping out. Nice pitch right there on the inside corner.
That was on the chalk. Good location, 2-1. You missed it, Coach. You missed the 2-1 reference on the chalk. 5 hits for the Tornadoes, 3 for the Arrows. Farnsworth's going to try and get the third out of the inning here and get back in, and he does just that. Oh, no, that's only 2 strikes. My bad.
You need 3 at this level.
You need 3 at this level. Even in T-ball, you need 3, they tell me.
Sometimes more, depending on what league you're playing in, if it's the California Penal. Or
you beat me to it. 2-2 offering. Farnsworth way high on that spinner pitch. That one didn't break down towards the zone. Full count, 2 outs. Bases clean. Big pitch here for the sophomore. In the box.
Got to challenge him here. Bring the heat.
Jackson Little 1 for 1 on the day.
There
Swung
was.
on and missed. Now 1-2. Wolf going to go ahead and make sure the out is taken care of at first base. Workman gloves it, and the Arrows retire the Tornadoes. Tornadoes lead 4-1.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered. For roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the high standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life. Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. The Arrows back to the top of the lineup, and senior Michael Franz officially 0 for 0 on the day. He came around and scored HBP here in the top of the first, and we just had Dan Priest join us as a Wickham and Hess second inning guest, and I'm Chris Mallory. That's Brandon Wells as normal, coming to you live from the Priest Dental broadcast.
We have not had a Linway call to the bullpen yet.
Fact.
Rob Stoops. I said Bob, like he's the Oklahoma coach.
Like Bob Seeger. Bob Stoops.
Saw him last night at the Night at the Races United Way fundraiser, which was very successful.
Where was that at?
Mount Vernon over on the north side, Ben Usselton's place.
Oh.
Yeah, didn't see Ben there, actually, though. I was hoping to congratulate him on his retirement. Him and Brenda.
Tara Mowry's handiwork out there at Mount Vernon.
That's pretty good work out there.
That's a beautiful spot.
Yeah, and John Mitchell as well with his work on the bar and some of those things. Yeah,
That is legit nice.
that's pretty great.
If you haven't been to Mount Vernon and somebody gives you an opportunity to visit, highly recommend you take them up on the opportunity.
Yeah, I was joking with Sarah when we were walking in. I said, "Do we need to reserve this place for like 2 summers from now for a weekend for a wedding? You know, like should we just get on the list?"
Pull it back up the middle. Nice effort by Tilsey. They're not going to get to Speedy Franz. Go ahead and give him a single.
Take a look at the replay here, courtesy of Sarver Paving. Nice job keeping his hands inside the ball and just driving it hard and getting out of the box in a hurry. And that's something you know that Michael Franz is going to do. He's going to hustle and he's going to get himself down a line as quickly as he can. And that's important. Get the leadoff guy on and just sort of chip away here.
Did you give him a single, Coach?
That's a base hit.
I did.
Yeah. That's a tough call only because, but at the high school level, it's definitely a hit because that's a more than ordinary effort by the second baseman up the middle, backhand. I honestly, even if he fields that cleanly, I'm not sure he throws Michael out at first base.
No. Listen, if that's the governor out there playing second base, I'm giving him an air, but that's not Jerry Brown.
Wild pitch. Might have been actually a pass ball, I think, if I was scoring that at home, Chris. But curve ball that I think catcher just kind of took his eyes off there and Golden couldn't quite reel it in. Now you got a guy on second base, 2-0 count. You're in good shape here. Maybe just look for your pitch and your speed here.
Well,
nice
outside,
block.
Wozner, a couple errant deliveries here if you back up to the Franz AB and now Hickey's AB. So control might be going by the wayside. 35th pitch, just delivered 36th on its way. And that one, as I say, right on cue. Hickey's going to walk and Franz going to trot into third base, on that wild pitch.
Now batting number 16, Alex.
Well,
Grissinger.
they put you in a 3-hole for a reason, and that's to hopefully get an opportunity with guys on the bases. And the senior Grissinger, Lake Erie commit, finds himself in that situation and a big opportunity here to deliver some damage for his squad.
Pitch count right now for Wozner is relatively even ball strike. So you talked about it, Chris. He needs to kind of throw some more strikes. If you're the Arrows, you got to make him earn it and be patient.
Throw through.
Cut off. Yep. Oh boy.
Oh no, he's fine.
He's got it.
You kidding? The Hickey's dead meat out here in
he's got it.
Luckily, he gets to third base. I'll
Great
tell
read.
you what.
That's a great read by Hickey out there.
Oh, boy. When you watch this one back, Hickey's caught in shortstop position, and the catcher, Golden, when you watch this back, you'll see him hesitate. And he's looking at the umpire to say, hey, what's the call? And he forgets he's playing a baseball game. If he pops up right away, throws to third base, Hickey's out.
Yeah, but Hickey, I think, also read that as well. So I'll give him some credit for seeing it and then getting himself rolling towards third.
Grissinger, big spot. Hammers that one down towards Coach Goff in the third base box.
Almost got him.
Almost.
And
Got
getting
it. Here it is.
himself
Sarver Paving
rolling
replay.
towards
We'll
third.
see if the camera pans to the
Big
left.
spot.
Doesn't.
Do we have a cameraman?
Coach Goff
No.
in third base.
Were you panning it?
He's at the tree farm. Playing golf with PGA Tour pro Zach Blair today.
Oh, my.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he does have a chance to beat him, just to be very honest. Well outside to Gris, 2-1 the count.
Now, this is your spot, your speed here. You got a guy on third base. A little struggle here with some control.
Oh, boy. Hickey going to get in there safely. Nice job by Hickey. Had me holding my breath, but what do I know? I'm just a talking head, and that run plates 4-3.
He had a great read. He had a great read down there, and that's what that's about because you got your three-hitter up. You better be sure.
That's what I'm saying.
And he was
We
sure.
already ran it out
It wasn't even
once.
close. I love it, the aggressiveness, because you don't know. I think in that level, Hickey had a great read. 2 great base running plays right there.
Arrows chip away 2 more here in the bottom of the third. Grissinger, base is empty, and he draws a 3-1 walk. So back to first base goes Gris. We have more traffic. Head coach Nick Weber, as I suspected, going to come out and have a chat. I don't see anybody getting loose down in the Bullpen BW.
No, but-
No call to the pin yet by Linway.
No, but that was a BB&C Car Care walk, and thanks to our friends at BB&C Car Care, don't walk. Drive your car over to East Main or Claremont and get your car checked out for whatever you need right there. And our good friends at BB&C Car Care, Denny Biddle and Company.
We have not referenced $7 Creek yet. I will let you all in on a secret. $7 Creek is brought to you by Sarver Paving this year.
Oh, my.
Yes, and we have delivered $21 of unused, unable to be reused baseballs into said creek.
Randy Heller and Company have done so much work over there to
Let's be
clear
honest,
that
Heller
out.
didn't do
It's
it.
awesome. What's that?
Heller didn't do it.
I said and Company, just to be clear.
Workman showing bunt, and Grissinger down and away to second base.
Love it. That's a great call, the fake bunt, because there's no way AJ was putting that down. Really good decision by Coach Goff on the fake bunt call, and AJ shows just to create some movement and make it harder for the catcher to stop it and come up ready to rock and roll. And Grizz does a nice job of getting himself into scoring position. Now you got the tying run out there at second base. Still no outs, Chris.
Look, AJ Workman's 6'3", 225 pounds.
Yeah, why isn't he playing left tackle? Oh.
Go. What is this? There
we go. Here we go.
Tied up at 4. The Arrows take advantage of a miscue. I think that's how you term that, a miscue.
That's definitely a miscue. That's an error. And there was a timing play put on there, Chris, with the pitcher and the middle infielders, and there was a miscommunication that happened. Clearly nobody got to the bag on the timing of what it was supposed to be, because whether it's when the catcher flips his glove and somebody times it up 1,000, 1,002, and they're sprinting there, but nobody was there. And just like that, you're tied up, Chris.
Well, Coach, it was something. 4-4 Arrows. And Tornadoes, Arrows post a big crooked number 3 spot here with nobody out in the third. Workman now at the plate still. They call a strike on that.
Whoa.
I don't know. Usually it's not a strike when the catcher can't catch it.
Well, it's usually not a strike when it's above the letters, too. So I would tell you that was, so far, actually, umpires done a great job.
Yes,
but
they have.
that was probably the first one I think I would disagree with.
Wind still howling out to dead center field. Workman back on his heels, swings through that one, the first out of the inning.
That's tough. He got put in a tough spot there, got down in the count, and then a really nice pitch on that curveball up and in, and a really a tough spot right there.
Boy, that pick play at second base, I've replayed that in my head a couple times. That one was wild.
Well, it's a timing play that there was a miscommunication, Chris.
Strikeout brought to us by Sid Sud, soft power washing with superheated water. I need to ask Aaron what superheated water references and means. Sid Sud's right here in Ashland.
It's kind of basic, Chris. It means really freaking hot.
Like a water heater? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, I'm not an engineer
Well, that's evident.
I'm not an engineer, but I do know that superheated means really warm. I studied English and journalism and, those kinds of things, Chris.
Okay.
I'm sure there were some folks at OU that probably could tell you what it was. And that was, just a public school kid myself. So
You are not.
OU's a public school.
Yeah, but you're never referenced as a public school when I'm around.
Just to be clear, I guess I should also keep strikes and balls here because you're distracting me.
2-1 offering. Up and in on Summers.
Of the, I think, 18 years of which I've spent in school, elementary, junior high, all the stuff, college, grad school, including seminary, right? I got 6 of my 18 years in private education and 12 in public education. And then 4 years on the school board, multiple years coaching.
Private schools.
Well, some were in public, a couple in public. Ohio State Mansfield is a public school. Coached baseball there, coached basketball here.
Summers looks at that one. Looked outside to me, but with 2 strikes, got to offer at that one. Now 2 outs for the Arrows.
As I was saying it, I realized I was talking myself into it being about even with the amount of time I spent coaching as well.
It was a delivery that I was not bailing you out on. When I was similar to when I referenced full-size candy bars in the fall, and you and Paramore and Van Dyne just let me keep burying myself.
Oh, it was great.
Oh, gosh. Paramore with the one-liner of the year.
He went.
That's countryside for you, boy. We have a lot of fun up here, my friend.
4th inning brought to you by Comfort Control. For all your
Reaping team. Yep.
residential and commercial heating and cooling needs, check out Ashland Comfort Control. Actually, just Comfort Control now.
Yep. Comfort Control. Offices in Ashland and Wellington. Give Joe Reap and team a call and ask him about the Comfort Club. That is your safety blanket, if you will. If it's too hot and your AC goes out, or if it's too cold and your heat goes out, they will be there in a moment's notice to get you hooked back up. 1-2 offering to Mangus inside.
Ooh.
Hit him. They're saying...
Wow. He's saying he leaned over the plate is what the umpire is saying. And there's not going to be an instant replay on that one here because we don't have it. We'll head to the break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Pitching change for head coach Rick Goff and the Arrows. Sophomore left-hander Noah Merrill is going to come on and take relief of Miles Farnsworth. That pitching change call to the bullpen brought to you by Ashland's Linway Restaurant. Rob Stoops and team will give you a delicious breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Check them out for daily specials. And yes, Mr. Stoops, BW and I are kowtowing for pie. Pie at any time. Noah Merrill, anytime pie. Noah Merrill, the left-hander, throws it in there. Pretty good velocity. BW features a breaking pitch and a little bit of a change-up. So we'll see. My first time getting eyes on the sophomore. Nice whippy left-handed arm action here.
Yeah, and it's the right time for them to make the change. A lot of pitches there for Miles in 4 innings, kind of condensed. So you go also from a right-hander with different stuff to a lefty, just a different look coming at you, and you're back to even. So it's a nice place to bring in a young reliever and have him come in. Yesterday you used 3 pitchers. Tyler threw 22 pitches. Tyler Holt did 12 strikes. Alex threw 24, 16 strikes. DeHinden threw 70, I believe, and really a lot of strikes. I forget what the exact number was, but it was about a 75-80% strike ratio. So really good job by Evan DeHinden yesterday. So looking forward to seeing our 5th pitcher in 2 days and trying to sort of give each guy an opportunity to get out here. You're in a tie game, chance to go 2-0 to start the season.
7-8-9 due up for the Tornadoes. Arias, Reese, and Egbert. Reese, Arias, and Egbert, all strikeout victims against Farnsworth. I'm Chris Mowry. You can reach me at the Twitter handle at MowryChris, and joined alongside, as always, at Coach Wells, Brandon Wells, or affectionately known as BW, who he references himself as B. Wells often. But
nobody calls me Brandon.
No,
just to be clear.
That's B. Wells, moniker you've given yourself's been retired. Everybody in town now calls you BW because of these broadcasts.
Well, you're not wrong.
I know.
People at AU call me B. Wells.
Chris, going to have to hurry. Don't stand back and let it go. Good play. Oh, he
Safe.
called him safe.
Yeah,
I think
that's a hit.
Workman may have pulled his foot.
I think he
That's
beat
what I
it
saw.
anyway. I actually
Come on,
thought
go get the ball.
AJ kept it. Well, so that's a tough play right there. And I think actually what Alex did was right because he was waiting to read the hop. If you see it, he was waiting to see what happens if it hits that lip. He started to charge and then realized, I think I'm in between here. And if you charge that one a little more, you're going to get a funky hop. But either way, nice job busting it out of the box right there, getting down the line. And they get their leadoff man on. We'll see if they're going to lay one down here. I would. 8-hitter and a tie ball game.
Yeah,
and
1,000% lefty. I would lay it down. That's a base hit off the bat of Arias, an infield single. Throw over to first base. Arias back in, no problem. Reese at the plate. He was a backwards K victim his first time at bat in the second inning.
And no, didn't give it away. Connor Reese didn't give it away in there, and that's part of the reason you throw over to first to see if they're going to show bunt.
Corner's up. Nice job by Wolf. He's done a great job. I'll tell you what, usually high school catching is tough. I'll say that. And we've been spoiled here for the last few years. We'll see what Wolf develops into. He's a junior here. He's got his junior and senior season in front of him. But, we're coming off a 4-year starter in Dr. Survey's son, Ethan Bunce, and now playing his baseball down at Muskingum. But Wolf has flashed some leather and used that chest protector really well today.
Yeah, he's done a really nice job, and you're right, especially Chris after catching 7 innings last night. So
Yeah.
right back at it today. Nice little change there, I think. Yeah, took something off on that one, and I like it. See it right here in the Sarver paving.
Right back at it today.
Just a little, something left off of it.
1-1 offering. Swung on, chop
Fouled it
foul
off
off the
himself.
instep. Yep.
Yeah, that hurts. That hurts.
Boy, I just got a glimpse of that bat. Look at that color.
It matches his wristbands that are on his batting gloves.
Doesn't match his lid. Notre Dame colors here for the Tornadoes. Gold lids and dark navy blue with gold. They call that Vegas gold, BW. Vegas gold pinstriping.
I'm aware of what that is. I was an AD.
Swung on and hit the left. Mangus going to come on. Nice job. Started back, hesitated. Not advising that throw next time back to first base.
No, that wasn't smart. but good job of tracking down the fly ball by Nick. They're high school kids. You're going to do some silly things sometimes. Oh, goodness.
A little more action down in the pin. That looks to be Michael Franz. No, that's not
Franz in
Franz.
center field.
Yep, Franz still in center.
You can't be in two places at once. I don't know if you know this about molecules and how that works.
That's Kaiser out there in the pin. Getting
Kaiser.
loose.
Thanks, Heath Grissinger, with the assist, our new spotter. Maybe he could do stage managing and run the board, and we could use some help.
You're firing Gunder? We need Gunder. Gunder of the MOD.
Oh, Brandon Gunder, our occasional
Esteemed.
member
board
of
op.
the broadcast crew.
He'll be up here with us, PA announcing most home baseball games. Guidance counselor Grisslinger over here to my right, shaking his head up and down violently. Yep, I'm retiring. Back to the scoreboard.
GCG in the booth.
Merrill working out of the stretch at a 2-1 count with 1 out. Down and away. Now 3-1. Wolf going to call time. Head out and talk to the sophomore.
That's a wise decision. Just go out there, maybe settle him down a little
Yeah.
bit. First time out there on the mound here, varsity level, and you're probably a little nervous, right? I mean, I remember my first varsity start. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts.
Did you?
Yeah,
I did that one time. I got the sombrero.
Oh yeah, it was against Mogador.
Yeah.
We won because one of my teammates hit a grand slam. But yeah, 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts. Played third base as a sophomore, and I was nervous, man. I don't even think I saw the baseball coming in. Like
Yeah.
I just might have been closing my eyes and swinging. I don't remember.
My first one that I ever started was also at third base down in Florida on a spring trip, sophomore year, and our coach, there's a showing bunt going to pull back. Fills the count up at 3-2.
It fills.
It fills it, whatever. I'm moving on. And our coach says, "Hey, this is Florida. They like to call the outside pitch," and we're all northern boys thinking, "Yeah, whatever." And my gosh, did they tell us what an outside strike zone was?
Oh, there was a mix up there because He walks in, but if you watch that, Chris, I think Tanner and him might not have been on the same page. You watch Tanner pop up here, and it was a curveball. Tanner felt like it was going to be a high or something away. And I think it still would have been a ball either way, but as soon as the catcher jumps up like that, you're not going to get the call. But here we are.
Well, you just got a crooked stick of 3 on the board to knot it up at 4. Last thing you want to do is give any back here, and you want to try and work yourself out of this.
And you're at the top of the lineup, so you've turned over the lineup.
Bremer's 0 for 1 on the day, scored on a walk that was issued to him in the second, a strikeout victim to lead off the contest against Farnsworth, a backwards K victim. We got traffic at first and second base for the Tornadoes, back to the top of the lineup, as Brandon mentioned, and a tie game 4-4. Beautiful day for a ball game, though, I'll say. Swung on and missed. 1-1. Workman working over there at first base. You see how I did that, Workman working. Holding him on at first. He'll hustle back here and
we'll have Workman
shuffle
for half the season as a transfer.
Runner.
Oh.
Mangus got to get a little bit more hop from left field to come in and back that one up. He did. I saw him out there working hard, but got to hop a little bit quicker and a little bit harder there in case that ball does get by Abel. So the old single steal turns into a double steal. So now we've got traffic at second and third base with 1 out.
Yeah, the back end of that steal was waiting, and smart job to see if the throw went to third, and then after it went to third, he took off. Really wise. And I think actually Tanner might have been better off holding it. Infield comes in.
1-2 offering. High now 2-2. Here's a big spot, Coach. We need an out here. Or maybe a little chopper back to Merrill or Gris or something here. Maybe we get a snafu base running effort here from a Tornado. They can run themselves into an out. But
strikeout and a walk so far for Bremier.
It's got a Strato bat. I don't know what that is. Strato 2. My bat game is not strong anymore. I don't know the bats like I used to. All I know is the TPX, Coach. We used to use those, wear those things out. How many Black Magics did you put your hands on back in the day?
Man, so
Right?
many. Yeah, those were great.
Yeah. You talk about end-loaded heavy, man. My gosh, you talk about weight distribution was awful.
-5s.
Oh. Swung on and belted and hit a ton.
That's
and I
trouble.
mean a ton. That ball's down. Does it stay in the park? It does. 1 runs in, 2 runs in. Bremer around second, heading to third. He's got a stand-up triple, but he'll go ahead and get the uniform dirty. And the Tornadoes, just like that, take a 6-4 lead off of the bat of Bremer.
I mean, that ball was, I missed the replay, my apologies. That ball was just crushed. And he felt like he had to challenge him, and I get it, right? You got 2 guys on, you got 2 strikes, and he fired him a fastball, and it caught way too much of the plate and a little bit too high. And here comes Justin Dew, I believe, out there to talk with the staff in the infield.
Bad spot here if you're an Arrow. You got 1 out. You feel like you want to play the infield in, obviously, to cut down a run if it does come to fruition where there's an opportunity for the runner at third, Bremer, to score. But you pull the infield in, Coach, with 1 out, you get a little seeing eye single, and then you're right back to traffic on the bases, give up a run, and, who knows. So it's a really difficult spot here. It's where you'd really like your pitcher to buckle down and get you one himself.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I think when he was ahead on the count on Bremier and then kind of got himself into some trouble, but nothing high and tight, no 419 barbershop pitches yet. They're really that we've seen, and but yeah, this is a spot where now you've got a man on third with 1 out, and you're already down 2. But I don't think the Arrows are done scoring runs.
No, we're not done. 7 hits on the day for the Tornadoes, 4 for the Arrows. Arrows have committed 2 errors, 1 error here for the Tornadoes. Bremer at third base. Glenn at the box. Big spot, both teams. Spinner pitch in there, just caught not enough of the plate. Down and in, ball 1. Abel. Shifting to third, that's sliced down the line, foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Give him a minute here, Merrill.
I don't know what they're talking about down there.
I don't know.
Crowd
They got
mic
a
is
great
picking up.
conversation going on.
It's hot dogs or something. I hope people understand there is a crowd mic, so hopefully they're keeping it clean.
Oh, we'll get an email or a tweet if it's not.
It's not us,
It's
just
not
to be
us.
clear.
Finally, it's not us.
But we might have to redirect
Oh,
that
my. Look
crowd
down here,
mic a
Coach.
little
We
bit.
got Ricky Vaughn in uniform down here. Look at that, 99.
Is that Gunder?
Yep. Nope. Nope.
Mean Machine?
Look at that. Pink 99s. 2-1 to count. Merrill. Delivery.
Jammed him.
Here it is. Right to Gris. No play at home. Run going to score, but we do get the out, so we'll go back to clean baseball here. 2 outs, but the 3 spot answered right back for the Tornadoes after the Arrows put up their own 3 spot.
Really nice pitch. Jammed him,
Saw him off.
but he just hit it so soft. The Gris had no play at home and makes the right decision to get the out and try to limit this at this point and get that second out.
Jamison Wosner, the first baseman.
A little choked up over that?
Yeah.
You all right? Still recovering.
Still
yeah.
recovering. Blasted
Foul.
down the line. Foul.
That's why that curveball is so nice. When you can get it down and in like that, there's nothing they can do on it except just do what he just did and foul it off. Unless you're able to kind of hit that inside out swing. And that's easier said than done.
Yeah, that's a tough one to deliver. So Merrill's offering again with 1 strike. Outside, down and outside. Now 1-1. Arrows did a great job of battling back here to knot it up in the bottom of the 3rd, but man, give them all back there in the top of the 4th. 7-4 Tornadoes.
A lot of time left here,
A
right?
lot of time.
We're just in the top of the 4th inning. Is that it?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I was thinking we were in a 5th. Here
No,
in the
we're
4th
not even
inning,
close.
brought to you by Comfort Control.
High school baseball takes a minute to play.
Well, that's okay. What else you got to do today?
I think I'm going to Easton.
I'm so sorry. Why, in God's name, would you
Well,
go there?
Because I just turned 46 and I was told what I'm doing today.
You got me there.
Do you want the honest truth? There it is, my friend.
Well, yeah, that's all right. Life's full of trade-offs, Chris.
Well, I think what we'll do, and I said, I got a game. She said, well, when you get home, it's not going to be late. We'll just go then.
Here's the pitch, outside, and he walks it. I will tell you, and Merrill looks over to see if they're going to the bullpen, and I think I'd give him another hitter here. You're already down 3, and you've already burned him, and you got a game Tuesday and a game Thursday.
Call the bullpen, brought to you by Linway Restaurant. We'll be right back to tell you about it after this.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Pitching change here at the ballpark. On the screen, you see Alex Grissinger, today's AHS player profile, courtesy of Andrew Bush Law Office, your local hometown law office leader. Sorry, Coach.
Man,
I got a little
it's all
frog
right.
down there.
It's all right. His favorite teacher, Mrs. Dawson, inspiration and role model. I think our booth
Chris
mate
Mowry
up here.
and Brandon Wells.
I think our booth mate up here would be happy to see this. His parents.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. I mean, how important is the nuclear family? And just to provide, that's awesome. Future plans is going to go play baseball next year at Lake Erie College. That's exciting. I told him on a preview show, which you can watch, you're in the 1% of guys that are able to go and play at the next level, particularly at the Division II level, but really at any level, D3, NAI, whatever it is, JUCO. It is a very small percentage of people that are talented enough and have worked hard enough, the combination of those things, and have the grades and the attitude, all of those things that college coaches look for. Trust me, I've been there. That's what I did, right? So you're looking for those things, and he's got it. And so I think he's going to be really successful there. Favorite video game, MLB The Show, which is absolutely fantastic. I've told my wife a million times that, if I ever get put in a home or whatever, and I just put me in front of a TV with MLB The Show and give me a PlayStation, and just some endless supply of nacho fries until I die, and then I'll be happy. But he would like that to be NYC pizza, some New York City pizza.
You missed the best one.
I did.
The interview wrangler. I thought that was so appropriate that he put that on there.
Listen,
it was perfect.
One of the rules of
perfect.
TV graphics, Chris, is that you don't read everything on the screen because people can read it. It's like when you're given a PowerPoint. When somebody's doing a PowerPoint, you don't just read everything on the PowerPoint. Let people read it. You got to say something else. That's a graphics 101, man.
Listen to this. I'm getting yelled at by a public school or private school kid who doesn't give any PowerPoints or presentations. And
What are
that's
you talking about? I do
time.
it all the time.
Pat tipped Alex Christinger for wrangling all the interviews. I know what that meant. And
I give PowerPoint presentations and workshops all the time at work, man.
And he was a huge help in the football interviews. And whoever is
Doesn't
taking the
give
hat
any
off for him
PowerPoints.
or taking the role next year, you got big shoes to fill. First two pitches from Kaiser in there for strikes. The third pitch goes to the backstop, and that's going to allow the runner to advance to second base here with 2 outs.
I want to see how many buttons is Kaiser going down right there out there. He's got like 3 buttons down. Well, he's got to address it. I think either his teammates said something or his coach. He was looking like Tom Selleck there for a minute. Like he just needed the A.J. Workman mustache combined, and he would have had it.
Maybe he's got a couple of hairs in there.
Maybe he's got, a little Bardol in there. Bardol. Jalapeno.
I had jalapenos the other day.
Looking forward to some Troy dogs at some point.
Maybe.
Is that happening?
Is there a cook down there?
I don't know. Is there any cook down there? Is the concession stand even open today?
Yeah, I hear people down there wrangling. You remember the hot dog conversation we just had on air?
Oh, Christopher.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll be here all day.
There we are. Well, we have been here all day.
We have. It feels like it's about 5 o'clock.
That's all right.
Kaiser's 1-2 delivery, high and outside, 2-2.
You're going to Easton. My wife and some of her family was meeting up for like birthday lunch, and Lydia was going. And
Nice.
so I'm going to go home and watch some basketball.
You didn't even know basketball was on the other day.
I've had a lot going on.
Yeah, I know. Was there any upsets last night?
I have no idea.
I didn't look either.
Heath says no.
Okay. Michigan played really well in the first half, and then that turned to debacle.
That's a shame.
Yeah, not really. Walked him on 7 pitches. Cleanup hitter Willman now be at first base, and Blake Galden,
And no damage.
1 for 2.
No damage here. You got 2 on. Kaiser coming in. It's hard to come in with a guy on in the middle of the inning. Yeah, it's fine. You get your bearings. Now, this is the guy you got to get with 2 outs, right? You got 2 on and one of their better hitters up, and you got to get him right now. He's got a double and a hard ground ball over to third.
Arrows have to keep it in front of him in the infield, period. Do not let another one cross the plate. That one's on the chalk for strike 1.
Take a look at that on the Sarver, baby.
Arrows have to keep it in front of the infield,
Inside corner.
Every pitch averages about 19 and a half seconds.
on the chalk.
Spinner pitch outside, 1-1. You see what Griss's favorite food was?
New York City pizza.
Oh, man.
I'm not a fan. I don't like that thin of a slice.
So I was just there not too long ago. I went to John's on Bleecker Street.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Best I've ever had. That's a swinging attempt.
I think it. Well, I thought it hit the bat or
It did
something.
hit the
and
bat.
now we had, now we've got a bit
the
of a
bat.
discussion, and maybe the umpires will get together. It might have hit his
You could hear it.
it might have been his glove. Might have been the glove.
Glove?
Hard to say. I should have hit the replay, Chris. I missed it. I'm sorry.
Not your fault.
We were talking about pizza. You had me distracted. Well,
Okay.
base is loaded, so
HBP. I guess you said there was no damage done. I'll argue now.
still no damage done.
Okay. Base is loaded. Kaiser. First pitch outside.
Oh, wow. That was a strike. He called it a strike.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Oh, I wasn't even watching. I thought I saw the vantage point.
I'm with you. I thought so too. And Kaiser's having another wardrobe malfunction. It's like a Janet Jackson thing going on out there right now.
I think that was all intentional.
Listen, you're just supposed to let that ride. We're not supposed to talk any more about it. He's ahead in the count.
I'm picking the guy at first base off here right here.
There it
We're
is.
going to work behind him.
0-2. I think you got to focus on the batter
Now you
after
do.
having walked
Now
a
at
guy
0-2.
and hit a guy. I kind of disagree. I'm telling him, let's go get this guy. It's all right, we're allowed to
Before
disagree.
the second strike. Look
Got
at him
him.
now.
Got
Strike
him.
3.
How'd that work out for you?
Me? Left him loaded. Arrows trail 7-4.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Arrows trail 7-4 as we head to the bottom of the 4th, and going to need their own crooked number to keep pace with these tornadoes. The Scarecrow heading back to first base. Familiar territory for assistant coach A.J. Beer. Legendary baseball and
he's an Ashland
football
legend. Him in D.C.
Assistant coach here, Ashland City Schools. Speaking of football, we'll have head coach Scotty Valentine join us next Wednesday. That's always exciting.
It's perfect because they're going to be against Mansfield Senior, and we can talk about who's going to be the next senior coach. Have they named a guy yet?
I heard Sean Cedar.
Here we are, bottom of the 4th, 7-4. Arrows are down. A chance to maybe come on back and get one. Anytime you give up a 3 or 4 spot, or you give up 3 in the top of the 4th, you want to come back and at least get 1 back.
I said a crooked number, maybe 2, but 1 would work.
A straight number's fine too, whatever it takes, man. You just
start
yeah,
chipping.
You got to get something here, right?
What was your message back in the day when you pulled back even and then you gave them right back to the team?
Number 9, Isaac Abel.
Depends on the inning, depends on the mood. I mean, it's
3,000-foot view.
I mean, hey, just foot on the gas. Foot on the gas. No worries.
A lot of game left. No big deal.
Let's take a breath and we'll get one guy on at a time. Yeah, there's no panic, right? I mean, the second you start panicking really in baseball at any point in any game in any situation, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'd say only in October do you really need to panic in this game. I mean, you got 162 of them if you're a major leaguer, and 26 of them here. I mean, non-league game today and yesterday, and if you can try to take care of those, that's beneficial. But league play starts on Tuesday. That's a big deal. Senior high. Yep.
Is it?
Senior high on Tuesday, and then we'll host them on Wednesday here, and then Worcester, the second league opponent. So those are going to be 2 big games right out of the gate. Bullet over the second baseman's head. That's a hit. Whew. Abel finds his first knock of the season.
Sarver paving replay. Really nice job going with it, driving it to the right side, just over the second baseman Chelsea's head. Oh, man. He almost caught it, and well hit, and there you go. You get your leadoff guy on, and you're in good shape, just like that. You're down 3, Jake Bryant up, good bunter. You might want to think about it here. Still early enough in the game, down 3, maybe get a guy over in scoring position. Third baseman, not the fleetest of foot.
Appearance-wise. Brian, a strikeout victim, his first AB.
I mean, I know he's a good athlete. I mean, he's playing third base. I'm just saying,
right,
you have an opportunity to, make a play here.
There's a bullet up the middle. No bunts today, boys. We're just going to hit the baseball.
Good job, Jake. Well
Jake
done.
with a base hit, his first of the campaign, I believe. I think he was hitless yesterday. And now Arrows at first and second base. That'll bring up 9-hole hitter Tanner Wolf.
Okay, so now you have an opportunity as well to do the same thing, to put one down potentially, and then you got. But hey, it's early enough too that either way, it's like what I said. You don't have to do either of that. That's why I said you could bunt here. I didn't say necessarily you had to or you should.
I would do it here. You got 9-hole up. You can move him up, and you don't know what's going to happen. He's going to get out of the box quick, which I love. He just did it right here. This is trouble. This is a lot of trouble, and he's safe.
That's a hit, my
That
friends.
is how you do it. You execute it that way, and the reason I would have done it, Franz is coming to the plate, even if you have second, third one out.
Just to be clear, Chris, I would have done that 100 times out of 100 right there, but not everybody feels that way. So but I definitely would have had that on the call. And really, Wolf with just
Great piece
perfect
of delivery.
execution, had some backspin on that one, pushing it over to the left side. Really nice job there.
Corners up for the Tornadoes. Infield playing about medium depth. I think if it's me, I'm picking either left or in or back if you're going to try and double up Franz, which
Well, you're not going to double up
that.
Franz. You're not going to double up Franz. So, I think I'm probably playing even at the bags at the corners and medium deep up the middle because you're not going to double him up, and you just need an out here if you're the Tornadoes.
Outside now from Wozner. 1-1. Wozner, Franz, 1 for 1 on the day, an HBP and a single, and scored twice.
Getting hungry, Chris.
Talk to the hot dog. There's a drive into center field. That's going to get a run, but that's going to be a sac fly as we're going to get a run in here and make this a 7-5 contest. Michael Franz doing a job. Sac fly to center field, and scoring is Isaac Abel. So well done all the way around. 2-hole hitter Jeff Hickey up. First out of the inning for the Arrows. Runners now first and second. Bryant at second and Wolf at first. Hickey in the box. Gris on deck for these Arrows, who trail by 2.
Oh, that's high. Spit on that.
Whoa.
That's a spit on it. That's it's okay. They're going to look something away. Another curveball away. Oh, fastball.
That's a trouble if it's fair. Trouble if it's fair and just fouled by about 1.5 feet.
That wind pushed it. You can see the flags out there if you're looking on your screen, and the wind just pushed that one, or else that would have been a nice little base hit.
The Scarecrow down there working with Tanner Wolf at first base. Nice job, AJ.
And now you got to shorten up, right? You're Hickey. You got 2 on. You got 1 out. You got to shorten up and put this ball in play and make them make a play, especially with Gris up on deck. Curveball. Good job fighting it off. Really nice job. It might have been a tighter, more like a slider, but something up. Might have been that sweeper.
Sweeper. Like a slider.
Bottom of the 4th inning, brought to you by Comfort Control. All your residential and commercial heating and cooling needs, check out Comfort Control.
Way outside.
1 and 2.
Upcoming schedule brought to you by Valley Transportation, at the forefront of the steel and aluminum hauling industry since 1973. Sean Aber and team will take care of all your needs. Check them out. Upcoming Arrow schedule is very simple. Open OCC play next week. Senior high away on Tuesday, home on Wednesday. And then we get into a little more non-league play, and then we'll host Worcester the following week and go visit the Generals on their new turf field.
Someday, my friend.
And they're looking for an AD over there now, Worcester is.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Oh, my. Well, he called it at the start of that at bat, and so if you're Jeff Hickey right there, you have to know, right, that, like, hey, they called it on me the first pitch, and whether or not you think it's a strike or not doesn't matter. You have to fight that one off. Yeah. Curveball, breaking ball at the top of the zone.
What are umpires paid to do?
Get outs. Nice job back there behind the plate by Golden, knocking it down, keeping it in front, or else you'd have had 2 runners in scoring position right there. But Grizz gets himself ahead in the order, or in the count, rather.
Not sure about the fleet of footness of young Jake Bryant, but if you're feeling froggy, been some delivered pitches way outside here and in the dirt. We'll see.
Well, now I think the zone maybe has expanded, and so I think you need to adjust with that, right? That was something. 1 and 2. I think maybe I put these guys in motion here. I don't know. We'll see. You don't want to take the bat out of Alex's hands, though, so you got to be careful. Good speed on the paths.
Wow.
Oh, my.
Wow. Oh, my gosh. I cannot believe he didn't ring him up. I don't know where that one was.
That's all right. It's hard to see from up here. It's not like we're
8 feet away.
8 feet from the plate.
2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Chris hammers it down the line, left side.
going.
That may be trouble. Turns into a can of corn. Chris underneath it yet again. He's had that pattern going this season through 2 games and delivers it well down the left field line, but caught for the 3rd out. The Arrows get 1 back, 7-5.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
We head to the top of the 5th, presented by Comfort Control. The Arrows trail the Tornadoes 7-5. Justin Kaiser, still learning my first names, is out
staying
to
fair.
pitch, and Workman has a little cue shot.
Had a lot of
3
spin.
unassisted.
And you love it. 1 pitch, 1 out, right? AJ did a good job of staying with it. That ball had so much spin on it. Good job there by Kaiser getting ahead. Well, you got 1 back, Chris. You're
Yep.
back to 7-5.
Hits are even at 7. 2 errors for the Arrows, 1 error for Tiffin. You know what time it is, my friend?
I do.
It is time for the Whitaker, Myers, Troy Dogs, and Pepper Butter. We have
Let's show. I mean, this is it right here,
this
man.
is legendary Troy Shade Triple Noise. If you know BW and I, we like hot stuff.
I mean, it says triple X on
Yes.
it, right? I don't know if you can see it right there, but I'm looking forward to it.
The truth of the matter is, Troy had handed that to me yesterday, and he said, "Good luck with this, young man." I said, "What are you talking about?" He said, "That's been fermenting for 3 years."
Well, he's wrong because he called you young man.
Yeah, that's true too.
This
See, sometimes, Coach, you're supposed to just leave stuff go on the broadcast.
sausage looks so good. All right, good job back there, Wolf. Just knocking it down. Now you're from Kaiser right there. Don't mess around, though. Here we go.
Hey, reminder to join us on the Janney postgame show. We'll have an interview with head coach Rick Goff and the player of the game presented by Truax Printing.
Got it. Chris, I just had a slight taste of this.
Oh, Lord. Is it that bad?
Sweet Moses.
That is code for is hot.
Number 20, Braden Egbert.
Baseball takes care of us sometimes, BW, with the food and the hot dog and
Why didn't
bratwurst.
Why didn't the GCG over here want one?
Well, he's a fleet of foot, svelte young man.
Oh, that means he can get to the bathroom quicker if he needed to.
He's a runner. He don't eat dogs.
Hot dogs. Hot dogs, to be clear, he's talking
Well,
about.
if he goes to China someday, he'll eat a dog and doesn't know it. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down. The Arrows And the Tornadoes.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. I'm Chris Mallory. That's Brandon Wells. And this is the biggest, littlest fan in all the land, Hudson Farver. Wait.
You coughed.
I did cough.
Okay.
Yeah. What are you doing, big boy?
What?
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing.
What is that?
That's a backdrop,
For what?
just so they don't see all the mess that's behind it.
The mess?
Yeah.
It's a mess back there, buddy.
Like your bedroom.
I don't have a mess in my bedroom.
You don't? You keep it picked
Hey,
up?
hey,
What?
my brother can get on top of my bed.
Your brother can get
Yeah.
on top of your bed now?
What, like, up top there.
Wow.
He can get up there.
Hayes can?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He can get up there for his, after I get him.
After you get him,
Yeah, he can't get up there.
you give him the tickle bug?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he can't get up there.
Okay. Can you say AJ Workman's up to bat for the Arrows? Go ahead.
It's AJ Workman.
It didn't work.
Yeah, he's up to bat for the Arrows. He's 0 for 2 on the day, scored a run on a walk in the third. Or no, that was Chris. He's 1 for 2 on the day. I was on the wrong line, Coach.
I was wondering, he hit a line drive up the middle for a base hit.
He did.
The base not here.
A base knock.
What?
Base,
Are you scared?
base hit.
Oh,
All
baby.
4. Leadoff runner on for the Arrows.
That miss?
That's a big deal. Have you started playing baseball yet this spring?
it's coming.
It's coming. Good. Gonna have a pinch runner, number 51. Gonna pinch run for Workman here.
Now up number 2, Trent Summers.
That's Noah Dennis
Noah.
checking in. Junior, or the senior?
Noah Dennis or Noah Dentist?
I do know a dentist.
Oh,
His name's Kevin Priest.
Kevin Priest here in the Priest Dental broadcast booth.
The first base.
You can re-enter here if you want to bring AJ back in.
The first base not here.
But I don't think you want to take that
Yeah.
bat out of the lineup.
No. That's a bat that on one
Watch
swing
this
can
bat.
challenge the fence.
What's this bat?
Yep. You know who's up, buddy?
What?
This is Trent Summers.
Trent Summers.
Yep, Trent Summers.
That's pretty
What?
good, man.
He would hit that.
Uh-oh, cue ball.
Summers
Cue-
0 for
cue
2.
ball.
Cue ball. Doubled up. No.
Did he touch first?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
His foot was on it when he picked it up.
All right, that was close.
3 unassisted.
Now
Summers
Three
retired.
on 3 on 4. It's tied.
Nick Mangus, left fielder, coming to the plate for the Arrows.
Hudson, you know Tyler Sauter's on the team now.
He's tracking right now.
He is at track right now. You're right, he's tracking right now.
not tracking right at the baseball game.
Yeah, you can't be in two places at once. I tried to teach your Uncle Chris that earlier.
Gave me a lesson about molecules. I was just wondering if he's ever watched any Marvel movies.
No,
Hey,
no.
hey, I'm staying night at your house.
You're staying night at my house tonight?
Yeah.
Really?
Party.
Yeah.
Party.
All right.
Make him
that'll
give
be
you
fun.
some pizza or
Now
McDonald's.
I keep in bed.
You're going to sleep in Camden bed?
Yeah.
Nice. Now everybody's getting the secrets here tonight.
Oh, running! First base!
Yeah, he got himself over to third base. Right?
Third base.
What side of the box do you hit it out of? Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Hand.
This hand. Right.
Right. Yeah. Good
I
work.
can step right there and right there and right there and right there.
Well, out of 3 batters so far this inning, Brandon, that is 2 walks issued by Wozner.
Yeah, I think Wozner's starting to feel it a little bit, and yeah.
Going to have a mound visit here brought to us by Linway Restaurant. Not sure of a pitching change yet. I haven't seen anybody down in the pen, but
Not yet.
Wozner at 85 pitches. That's a lot of pitches for the first outing of the season.
What you
It is,
say?
and there's going to be a pitching change coming.
We'll be right back after this to tell you about it.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Call the bullpen. We got an old switcheroony. Pitcher to the short or the third base, and third base back to the pitcher. The new pitcher, original third baseman is Willman, and Wozner going to head to third base. Brandon, a call to the bullpen brought to us by Linway Restaurant. And here it's traffic at the corners. 1 out. Runner going to second base. No throw down there.
Strike.
So 2 guys in scoring position.
Called that a strike.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Isaac Abel, today's third baseman, 1 for 2 on the day, scored a run in the 4th. Got an opportunity to knot this one up with a big knock here. Chance to get a nice lead at second base and then an even better secondary. That's a strike on the outside part of the paint.
Sure is. How's that pepper butter treating you?
It's good. It's warm. I'm just being honest. It's warm. It's really warm. 0-2 delivery.
Spiked it.
The spiked pitch is a great pitch in baseball. You can get somebody that just sees big saucers. Get him to chase. 1-2. Smash, right field. That's
Yes.
down. That's 1. This is going to be 2. Rounding third and heading for home.
Yes,
And no play at the plate.
sir.
We're tied up at 7. Isaac Abel does a job. 2-run single to right.
Well done. Battling back from being down 0-2, takes the ball and then does a nice job of just going with it, driving that ball to the right side. Well done, Isaac Abel, his second hit of the day.
Jake Bryant, the junior second baseman, steps in. 1 for 2 on the day. You'll remember he had a base knock his last plate appearance, his first hit of the season.
Sure did. He ripped one up the middle. There's a chance to go.
Boy, oh boy. You know, and just to be fair, most everyone is starting next week with league play. So
Okay.
you're seeing guys who may be throwing their 4, their 5, their 6 in some instances Maybe they worked their 1s and 2s and 3s earlier this week in scrimmages. Who knows? So, in all fairness, there's a nice belt into left field for Bryant, and the Arrows going to have their first lead of the game. There's an error in left field. That one gets by Arias, and a single.
Good job by Jake Bryant getting himself to second. Puts it in play, and we've got a new ball game with the Arrows, just like yesterday, coming from behind and taking the lead. Yesterday it was in the 6th. Today it's in the bottom of the 5th.
Hey, any way you can get it done, you get 21 outs. So use them at your discretion and as best of your ability as possible. The Arrows plate 3 runs here with 1 out in the 5th inning.
And this is where, if you're Coach Goff, you're starting to think, okay, we've taken the lead. We have 6 more outs we have to get defensively and on the mound. So what am I starting to think about from a pitching standpoint? As Jake Bryant checks out, and Tyler Holt is going to run for Jake Bryant. I'm not sure I quite understand that one, unless you're trying to run over the catcher. But here we are. Opportunity to get the senior in the ball game. Jake Bryant does his job, gets a couple of hits. You never know. And if you're not in the dugout and you're not in practice every day, who knows? But Holt out there at second base. Hopefully he can get himself a good lead. And that turns, gets you to turn the lineup over after Wolf here, who has done a nice job. Had a bunt single in his last at bat, a big one.
I think I'm doing the same thing, Coach. I'm going to knock it right down that third base line. I'm going to beat it out, and we'll see what happens. Musical chairs will happen, and third baseman playing way behind, but that was going to fall for a hit. And we'll see if this substitution works. It is. Holt's going to score. That's another error in center field. Wolf with a stand-up single turned into a double. Extra base on that error underneath the glove of Bremer. Wow, this Tiffin Columbian defense has fallen apart here in terms of errors recently in the last couple innings.
A little bit of a struggle. You're right, Chris. Now
batting number
Struggle
31,
bus.
Michael Franz.
It happens. It definitely happens. It's early in the season. You're, Coach Weber, you're trying to lock some things in. Now you've turned the lineup over here and a chance to tack on more. You've put up a 4 spot, but you got an opportunity to get some more here with the guy on second base. A big run out there, in my opinion, because you've used a lot of pitching in the last 2 days, and so you want to tack on as many runs as you can here. Franz aggressively going after pitch number 1. I think you can get more out there, young man, at second base.
Good player, Michael Franz. I miss watching him in the fall, too, man. He was a dynamic football player.
Why don't you check out A.J. Beer over there?
Looks like Christmas at the beer house there in his arms.
Oh.
For those of you that can't see, my partner going to show you. Scarecrow has got a lot of artillery there in that left paw.
It's a big inning. This is batter number 7, right?
Yeah. Batter number 7. Swung on and missed. Franz, strikeout victim.
Climbed the ladder on him right there. Nice job by the pitcher right there. Just going and getting him and
Now batting number
mixing
11,
it up.
Jeff Hickey.
2 outs now. 4 spot hung from the Arrows in the 5th. Arrows have scored every inning, Coach, except the 2nd.
Yep. Oh, my. He does not like Jeff Hickey. If I'm Hickey, though, with that third baseman so deep, I don't care if there's 2 outs, Chris. I'm thinking about laying one down. You get one down, that's a base hit. And now you get to your 3-hitter.
Yeah, well, that's what I was just asking for. Runner! Good job of putting the man in motion. Wolf. 2 outs and an 0-1 count. If he's thrown out, big deal. You already put a 4 spot up. That turns the lineup over and returns you back to the 2 hole here in the 6th if he would have got thrown out. I like it.
I don't like making a third out potentially at third base with
I like it.
your 2 and 3 hitters up and a decent speed out there at second base. You're going to score on a hit anyway at this point, though.
Maybe. 0-2 delivery.
Oh!
Hit him right in the hand.
Are we sure?
Yep.
Are we sure?
I am this time. All right, Chris.
Now batting number 16.
Time for
Alex
Chris to deliver here.
He could just blow this one up.
He could.
You can get a base hit here. And
Stay on top of the ball, Junior.
I like that the hitting coach is coming out in you up here.
Sometimes. 9-7, the Arrows lead. 3 errors committed by the Columbian Tornadoes. I'll have to say, I think that number is closer to 6, to be very honest with you. These singles that are turning into doubles here. We've seen 3 of them this inning. Gris up the plate with Tanner Wolf in motion.
He's getting a read, and I think it happened earlier, too. Oh, they called that a strike? Okay. Thank you.
Well, you just said it, Brandon. Gris had an opportunity here to blow this one wide open. There is a massive, massive patch of grass down the right side in the outfield. No,
out in front.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Got to get back. He's in trouble. Oh.
Run down.
He's out.
Arrows, 2 outs. They've committed to themselves on the base paths, but not before they plate 4, 9-7 Ashland.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Justin Kaiser back on the mound for another inning of work for the Arrows. He's got to feel a little bit better, Brandon. He's got a 4 spot, took a 9-7 lead. Look, he's in order to get the win if it stays here.
Yeah, good. And this is a huge inning, right? You just put up a 4 spot. Now you want to come right back out and try to throw a 0 here right away.
Number 17,
And
Johnny Bramer.
they're at the top of the lineup.
Johnny Bramer, 1 for 2 on the day, strikeout victim and scored twice, a walk and a triple. You remember that triple. He was hoofing around the bases pretty hard there. Strato 2 back in action. And
He went.
swung on and missed. Wow. You know, that's like a corkscrew. Like you corkscrew yourself into the dirt.
It looked like he might have been sitting on something off speed and then thought it was going to break and like that.
I don't think he knew what he was looking for there.
Well, sometimes guys like to guess, and sit first pitch curveball or whatever it is, and he might have been thinking dive and then
Dive?
committed early and then had to get out.
He almost dove right into it.
What's up?
2 balls, 1 strike. Kaiser getting ready to deliver pitch 25 here in the top of the 6th. 6th inning brought to you by Comfort Control. Right here in Ashland and Wellington. Blasted into left field, and I mean blasted
Mile
sky
high.
high. No problem for Mangus. He finds it in the backside of that blue mitt
Now batting
for the
number
first
8,
out of the inning.
Isaiah Tilsey.
It's good to be back, isn't it, Chris?
Yes,
baseball
I love
season?
baseball.
Yeah.
It was always my favorite sport to play until
too.
I found golf. And then it's my second favorite sport to call behind football. Basketball is a far distant third, like the distance from here to the sun, compared to football and basketball or baseball. But if we ever start doing golf, it's going to become 4th, and golf will be wedged in there somewhere.
Golf would be impossible.
It would be fun, though.
I mean, you could only really sit at one hole.
Yeah, we're
You could
out.
sit at 18 and just talk about guys finishing, and,
It'd be fun.
it would be fun.
It would. You and I could talk about a fishing tournament, make it fun.
You don't want me talking about fishing.
I know you don't know how to bait a hook.
Listen, I can bait a hook, unlike the song. You know that song, that
don't.
country song,
Keep
right?
going. Sing it. You singing tonight?
Not singing tonight. We have a gig a week from tonight up in Jaga County. We're
Jaga
County hitting the road.
Gosh, nobody
on our
can pronounce it.
Northwest or Northeast Ohio
Tour. Do you get shirts printed?
We should.
I know.
That's a good idea. That'd be pretty funny.
Flared into right. That'll be a base hit. And Dallas Glenn. Backside single with one out.
And maybe we can get a couple sponsors for our tour shirts, and we'll see. If anybody wants to sponsor some Low E tour shirts,
Goldberry.
Doug plays in another band, though.
Does he?
Yeah, I think he's sometimes sings with the Vintage 10 or Vintage 12 or I forget.
Is that with AC?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Sometimes he plays with those guys. Yeah, with Neil Ebert and company.
Good man, Neil
Some
Ebert.
great musicians in this town. TKT, they're fabulous. Tom's Kitchen Table.
Really?
Yeah. They played.
I didn't know anything about them.
They played last week down at the Wren. They opened up for Sawyer Brown. That was a strike or a ball?
I don't know. I was talking to you about Sawyer Brown. I would watch ball one. One ball, no strikes. Oh, look at that move. He almost got it. My gosh, Kaiser with a great pickoff move.
That wasn't great. It was really good. If it was great, he would have got him.
Well, your judging skills have went like Simon Cowell. Runner.
He's gone.
He's out.
Yep, got him.
Dart delivered by Wolf, and Bryant right there to put the tag on. Thrown out for the second out of the inning, and boy, did you just run yourself right into it there. 2 outs now.
Perfect pitch for Tanner to throw on. Up high. He was able to come out anyway naturally and just fired a second. Good tag out there. Was that Jake Bryant on the
Bryant.
tag? Because the throw was just a smidge to the shortstop side. Really nice job by Jake.
Cross-handed it?
Jake's had a day, man. A couple of hits. He's played well out there at second.
Swung on.
Nasty.
Waved that.
Nasty 2-1 pitch. I like it. I think batter was sitting, Wilsner was sitting on something hard, and he broke off a little off speed in the dirt.
Where are you at on the pinstripes?
I love pinstripes when done correctly. I don't love
these.
These look like softball uniforms.
Number 6.
Fast pitch or slow pitch?
Slow pitch.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not a fan, but, to each his own.
You like the lids?
The gold, the Vegas gold?
Yeah.
The helmets? For the
Yes.
helmets, yeah.
Yeah, I do too. I think
Yeah.
they're sweet.
Yeah, they're sharp.
Look at that piece of aluminum. It looks like a piece of wood. Coloring. I wonder if he colored that in his barn. Well, he
that's
didn't color that in the barn. That is blasted, but Franz.
Oh, God!
Oh, my. We've got a collision, but Franz pulls it up. Mangus gets up celebrating like Lars Ulrich does.
There it is on the replay, Chris.
Oh, God!
You see those guys, man, they seem to be okay. Franz is kind of getting himself together, and importantly, they held on. We'll take a break and be right back.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Linway Restaurant's pitching change. Now on to pitch for the Tornadoes. Number 10, Blake Galden, today's starting catcher. And we got musical chairs. Willman back to third, and Wosner, today's starting pitcher, went to third, now catching. So we've got a triangle, the Bermuda Triangle, just rotating positions there.
That's pretty normal
here
at this
we
level.
are.
Yeah, that's pretty normal at this level, Chris. You know, it happens.
Arrows with a tremendous catch there in center field off of Michael Franz Leather, and he deposited Nick Mangus in left, and both of those guys got up okay. Thank goodness. That could have been
bad.
Trouble for the Arrows 2025 campaign before it even got started.
Alex Grissiner.
Gris looking for his, I believe, first hit of the season. I'm not certain. He might have had one yesterday. And today was just up in the last inning. But we'll get another AB here.
Lake Erie College commit.
Yeah.
Going on there to play baseball. I'm not sure what he's studying.
Exercise science.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Exercise science. What's he want to do with that? Do you know yet?
Me?
Yeah.
That's the
guidance counselor.
guidance counselor.
Strength and conditioning coach.
Strength and conditioning coach. I like it. He's gotten himself really strong and in really good condition, so that makes sense.
Blasted center field, under it just a smidge. That's a can of corn to
play.
the center
No, it's
fielder.
not.
Oh my gosh.
That's a hit.
Jeez, oh Pete.
That's a base hit. It was in no man's land, and the center fielder is the guy who has to call that one off and run in because that's a tough play. The wind's blowing that ball out. Tough play for the second baseman, Tilsey, and right there, you're playing maybe a little too deep in center. I think sometimes the visiting teams come in here and they don't necessarily judge the depth of the outfield appropriately because they're here once a year or every other year, and he's a little deep out there.
It's a big park.
It is a big park. It is a big park. Speaking of big people,
A.J.
big
Workman.
things, A.J. Workman at the plate.
Not to be confused with a scarecrow, A.J. Beer. He shows bunt. Gris on his horse, and he's going to have just in there. Get the uniform dirty.
I knew it was coming. Oh, boy.
Well,
He's already dirty, Grizz. What's going on out there? I mean,
you guys have laundry detergent? Do you need a loan?
it reminds me of Bump Bailey. You got a cigar in your back pocket, didn't want to break it?
Like you got an iPod back there, man? Workman down in the count 0-1 after he gave Gris a pitch to swing at or steal on, and that's blasted for the right field. That's trouble.
That is trouble.
That's a lot of trouble.
Yeah. AJ. Hold him. Oh. Oh, all right.
Oh, boy. Big boy going to
trouble.
third. Big boy going to third. Arrows run themselves into the third out.
Third out. That's the first out.
Third out of the game.
Oh, thank you for that. I appreciate that. But we got a run. That's a big one.
Now batting number 2, Trent Summers.
I mean, one of the adages is to never make the first or third out at third base, and that's really it's there for a reason, you know. And Workman just tattooed that ball into right field. So I'll start by giving him a lot of credit on that play, Chris. Drove it well. Alex scores. Good aggressive base running there. And then AJ made a mistake there, and I couldn't see over at the third base side to see whether or not. Wow, cue the circus music on that one, but he caught it. I couldn't see whether Coach was sending him or whether he was going on his own from second to third, but that's
Now
a mistake,
bat number 3,
and
Nick
you're still up 3. You
Mangus.
only need 3 more outs, but you hate to give them away, man. You only get 21 a game.
Get 21 of them a game, and that's if you play 7 innings, and we've given an inning of them away on the base paths. 10-7 Ashland. 12 hits banged out, 2 errors for the Arrows, 7 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors for the Tornadoes. Into the box here. Really good-looking junior is Nick Mangus. He's playing really, really well so far. Junior, right, Heath? Yeah, junior.
Off to a great start.
Yeah, he is. He's looking fantastic. Playing a really, really solid left field. And
That was a big hack right
Yeah.
there. I like it.
Yeah,
Man, if you're going to
big hack.
swing, don't get cheated.
especially early in the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs.
Away. That's not a strike. That's a bad call right there. That one's outside, and if you're Nick, you got to let that one go.
1 ball, 2 strike. How do you feel, buddy? Swung on
Well,
and missed.
see, that's what happens. He got set up by the umpire's call on the outside strike, and so Nick felt a lot of pressure to swing at that outside pitch. We're going to break.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park on the Ashland Arrows Broadcasting Network. I'm Chris Mowry. He's Brandon Wells. We're joined by the guidance counselor. He's Chris Grissinger on the PA up here. The Arrows up 10-7. 3 outs to go for win number 2, BW.
Off to a great start if you can win your first 2 ball games heading into conference play this week. And Kaiser gets ahead early. Make sure you stay tuned for the Janney postgame show. Brought to you by Janney and Mansfield. Financial advice from experienced people you can trust. Check out richsturryjanney.com for all your financial needs.
We'll have the Bo Lacey play of the game, the Truax printing player of the game, and Sarver Paving's winning pitcher of the day, but not before. $28 lost now. $7 Creek claims another victim. Presented by Sarver Paving. Backstop's great, though. Thanks to the Norma Foundation.
So great.
Yeah, it's fantastic. Jeez, $35. Chris, you ain't getting a raise this year.
I might find that one.
You're out. Then you got to look for him first before you find him.
No comment.
Oh, no balls. 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 7th, presented by Comfort Control. Strike. Just kidding. Oh, 1.
You're begging. You're begging. That's what we call begging. Don't beg. I used to tell my players all the time, don't beg, man.
Remember the dog food begging treats or whatever?
Begging.
Yeah, that's it. That was the commercial.
Yeah. Begging. I do remember.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Justin Kaiser in position to get the win here today, BW. Pretty cool. Strike 3 on the outside part of the plate on that bender. First out. Arrows need 2 to put another win in the book.
Now batting number 1, Jackson Little.
Jackson Little at the dish. 1 for 3 on the day. Singled in the first and strikeout victim 3rd and 4th inning. Arrows playing little to pull. Lots of space in left field. On the line looks like Tyler Holt, right field. The Clarion University commit. Strike on the outside part of the plate to Little. Evens up the count 1-1. Lots of pitches here for Kaiser. Number 44 being delivered right now. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. 10-7 Ashland. Ashland looking to go to 2-0 on the season. Overthrown. High and outside. Reminder, we'll be with you on Wednesday as these Arrows play host to the senior high TY Tigers. Brandon and I will go live, 4:45, 4:50, somewhere in there. Ball fouled back off to our left-hand side. Out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2.
Yeah, I can't wait. Look, excited to be here and all of our sponsors who have just been fabulous, our advertising crew. Glad they've all jumped on board and, we're able to bring baseball to folks around the country watching, including maybe SP down in the superintendent.
No, he's often.
He'll watch it later.
Probably will.
We got Truax Printing and Janney and Sarver. I mean, it's just an awesome group. 419 Barbershop jumped on this year. We've had a few high and tights here today.
We have. Bo Lacey Construction continuing to help us out. Appreciate them. They are now the proud parents of 2 All-Ohioans, one in football, one in basketball.
It's amazing.
Oh, that smashed down the line. Foul. How about the girls' basketball campaign this year? Not 1, but 2 All-Ohioans. Madison Hoffman, honorable mention.
And Coach of the Year, Renee Holt.
Whoa. Coach of the Year for the entire Division III in the state of Ohio.
Pretty crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah,
man.
congratulations.
So cool.
Yeah, looking forward. The whole girls' basketball team will be here in a week or 2.
We'll have head coach Renee Holt on with us. Boy, we did that like we knew what we were doing. We've done it before. Segue after segue.
Not over yet here. Not over
This
yet
is
here.
over.
The hardest 3 outs.
Now batting number 21, Jace Arias.
The hardest 3 outs are the last 3 outs, Chris, always. And it doesn't matter if it's Little League, if it's JV, if it's varsity, or if it's major leagues.
MLB the show.
Yeah, always the hardest.
Do you think they algorithm that thing
Yes,
harder?
yes. Yeah, I have, back in my day, probably said a few choice words
To the TV.
to the TV.
In the PlayStation.
just a few times.
What did the English major say?
Spit it out. Oh, well,
She didn't like it.
no. But the truth is, I generally wouldn't play when the English major was around. Or she'd either be asleep or gone or something. Because, I'm going to spend time with the English major.
Wise. Even if that wasn't the action. Wise to say it. $42. Gone.
You don't know that. You can find those balls. If you get them before they land in that creek, it's sitting there for too long, before they get waterlogged, you can save some money.
Yeah.
Come on now, put them away. Something down or way up. There it is. Okay, high fastball. Now you're evened up at 2-2. Kaiser's not going to blow you away with heat, so you got to make sure you're hitting locations here. Don't overthrow. Oh, he got the call.
Wow, that was on the batter's box side of the chalk.
No, we'll take it. He's been calling that the last few innings, and there it was. We'll see it on the Sarver paving replay right here. That was definitely on the outside portion of
The chalk.
the general home plate region. 2 down. Trouble.
Left field. Flare.
Oh, boy.
Down. No problem.
Tying
Single.
run comes to the plate. And Willman. Egbert. I was close.
No. Pinch hitter.
Okay, thank you. I knew that wasn't. I knew it wasn't Egbert.
Kason Daly.
Kason Daly is in. Carson's brother.
Did you know he was a good golfer?
Carson Daly. Well, if you have enough money, you can become a pretty good golfer. Let's be
when
honest.
he was a kid. He used to play Tiger all the time.
He must have had a lot of money.
Eldrick didn't have a lot.
Eldrick is a 1 in a million.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
Maybe more than that.
He wasn't poor. Let's be clear about that.
There was a lot of extracurriculars that the money got spent on.
Here we go. 2 down. Oh, he's stepping out. Daly was bailing. Don't give him anything inside because that's going to be in his wheelhouse. Stay away, away, away.
Tornadoes at first and second. Daly at the box,
Oh, boy.
and there's a pass ball.
That's a wild pitch.
Thank
Yeah.
you. I was just gonna correct it.
As a former catcher, I can't allow that blasphemy. He's working hard back there. Keep working hard now. So now you're 1-1,
done
and he's
a great
bailing.
job.
I think about throwing a curveball, breaking ball in the outside corner. Don't miss middle in here to this guy.
Oh, you're right. I finally watched it. Man, that front foot is.
He's bailing. Right, and so
Staring
you got to
at
see
Coach
that.
Weber.
Even that last pitch was a dangerous one. I mean, you got to work that outside corner, whatever
Here
you're
we
doing.
go. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The offering is swung
Got it.
on and missed, and the Arrows win the ball game 10-7 and move to 2-0 on the early campaign after yesterday's win and today's win. Brandon, I'll be right back with a Jenny postgame show right after this.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop!
Welcome back to Bud Plank Field at Archer Arrows Park. I'm Chris Mowry, Brandon Wells, and we're joined by Truex Printing Player of the Game, A.J. Workman. Heck of a game for the junior Workman, the Mapleton transfer. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
A lot of fun getting 2 wins early in the season. Yesterday at AU, you got to play at the Palace, and then your first time here at the new facility at Ashland High School.
Yes, sir. It was a great game. We played our hearts out. We were down, but we were gritty and came back and did what we should do.
So it's your first year here at Ashland High School. You came over from Mapleton. What's that transition been like, going from a different high school to a different group of guys? What's it been like for you?
It's been really great, man. The guys here, they're amazing. Coaches are amazing. School's amazing. I love it here, man. It's amazing.
Well, we're happy to have you. I mean, I'm sure you get this question a lot, though, at your size. Do you play football at all?
Not anymore.
Okay, you're done with that.
Yep, done with that.
Good. Well, that's fine with me. Don't let Coach Valentine catch you in the hall, right? Because he might try to corral you.
Well, he'll be here Wednesday, so he'll see him.
2 hits. You seem like you do a really good job of going with the ball and pushing the ball to the right side. If you taking what they give you, what's your approach at the plate?
I'm just trying to see it. Just try to hunt the fastball. Do damage to it. I worked a lot this offseason with Drake Blasco. He's my hitting coach. He's a great guy. He's a great guy to go to. I basically just try to see heater, and if I see curveball, sit on it and take it where it goes.
2 for 3, 3 RBIs, scored a run today. You had a double. And I'm most curious early in the season, what have you found the camaraderie like with this group? I know you talked about the guys are great, but have you guys kind of noticed you're gelling and so on through, the winter and now into the spring?
We know what each other can do. We all showed up every day that we're supposed to. We put in the work. You can see that shows here. Our pitchers especially, you got to give a big shout out to them. They do their job. They do what they're supposed to do. And as hitters, we got to back them up. And we did that today and yesterday, and we're going to keep doing it the rest of the season.
Well, congratulations. You're our Truex Printing Player of the Game. 2-0 start. Enjoy it. Get some rest tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
All right. Get some rest. Do a little Sabbath tomorrow. And then come back this week ready to take down, I think we got Senior Tuesday and Wednesday, right?
I'm excited.
All right. Well, we'll see you on Wednesday, young man.
We'll be right back right after this.
It's time to stop. It's time to stop, okay? No more. Who are your parents? I'm gonna call Child Protective Services. It's time to stop.
Need a construction team that can do it all? Bo Lacey Construction delivers experience you can trust, done right on time, with free estimates and special financing offered for roofing, siding, gutters, windows, bathrooms, decks, to the highest standards of excellence, quality, and knowledge in the industry. Bring your next project to life with Bo Lacey Construction.
Welcome back to the Janney Postgame Show. Check out Rich Sturry in Mansfield for all your financial needs. Not only will he get you in the Mag 7 stocks, but look, the market's rotating back to mid caps and small caps.
I don't know what that means. Should I know what that means?
I don't know what you're doing to me.
I was trying to get the cable behind your.
Thank you.
You didn't have to. We weren't on camera.
I don't know what was going on, but geez, Pete, what a mess. I was delivering financial advice from financial people you can trust, namely Rich Sturry at Janney and Mansfield. And I had cables around my head and whatever. Here we go. Head coach Rick Goff of the 2-0 Ashland Arrows joins us. Congratulations, first and foremost, Coach.
Thank you.
You started off a little rough there. You gave up a 3 spot. You answered with 1, and then you kind of got your own 3 spot. You gave it back, and then,
kind of wild
5th
game.
and 6th, you score 4 and then 1. But what I was most impressed about, when you look at that scoreboard, you guys posted numbers in every inning except the second.
Yeah, that's what I just told them. Whether it's a crooked number or just a 1, if you keep adding on, good things are going to happen.
Talk to us a little bit about Miles Farnsworth. It was kind of a rough start today on his first start of the year.
Yeah, I don't know if his fastball was up a little bit. I think these guys, the leadoff and through the top three, hit the ball extremely well.
Yep.
So that was part of it. It seemed like every time someone was up, they were on base. But no, I mean, Niles didn't throw bad. I mean, he just
didn't have his best stuff today. Yeah, that happens.
He got a lot of 2-2 counts, 0-2, and then he just couldn't finish him off.
Yeah.
They did a nice job of putting the ball in play with 2 strikes.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought Miles battled out there, and I always tell guys, look, as a pitcher, a third of the time you're going to have your best stuff, a third of the time you're going to have your worst stuff, or whatever, somewhere there, and most of the time you're going to be in between. You're not always going to have your best stuff, and you got to figure out a way to battle. You guys have used a lot of pitching in the first 2 days, but you've come out 2-0. But I'd like to talk more. How about AJ Workman today?
He played well.
He's our Truex printing player of the game, and actually, we'll get to that later. He also had our Bo Lacey play of the game, which was his 2-run double.
Yeah, well, he's a big, strong kid, and we're still learning about him. I expect him to do good things the first half of the season, and so far so good. He's a good kid, and he hits the ball hard.
When he hits it, it has that sound. Like it's a little different than some of the other guys, just because he's so strong.
I don't know. This opening weekend, you guys weren't. You were watching last night, but I tell you what, it just seems like the ball's juiced. I mean, things are. Nick Mangus has almost hit the fence twice. And that's
maybe
a good
we
sign.
bought those baseballs from Brazil instead of China this year.
I don't know, but
I mean, look, they didn't want to pay for tariffs.
I'm really proud of the kids. Probably mostly the way they bounce back. If you get down, and teams in the past have just said, "Oh, we're done," but they kept bouncing and kept doing the good things. Isaac Abel had a great 2-strike.
Sure did.
Hit.
Played good at third base
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
How about Jake Bryant today? A couple of big hits as well.
Yes, indeed. That's why I say we've got more than 9 players. We're 10, 12, maybe even 14 deep, and it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out.
I thought Tanner Wolf played really well behind the plate today. A lot of balls in the dirt. Really worked hard back there blocking.
Also had a couple of hits today in that 9-hole, and had a couple hits yesterday. So you get 2 hits in the 9-hole, in game 1 and game 2. Boy, that just turns over your lineup so well.
Oh yes, and I know Coach Mowry was happy with the called bunt.
Thank you. Especially when it turns into a single and it keeps the lineup going. It was great.
Rick, you're not wrong.
I saw him up here standing and pointing, and I thought,
I gave you a hat tip too. I don't know if you saw it.
well, maybe that makes up for the Hickey thing in the first inning.
Yeah. Don't turn the volume down.
If you're going to make mistakes, at least we make them aggressively, right? That's what I always thought too.
Well,
sometimes it happens.
We are going to be aggressive. I mean, we've got 6 kids that can just flat out run, and now a couple times, we did base running mistakes, but we'll get there.
Yeah,
we'll get there.
It's early in the season, right?
It
I
is,
mean, it's. Kids are aggressive. They want to be here. They want to be out here, and they think, it's wide-eyed and bushy-tailed, and they can go get 90 feet when they're already 35 off or whatever. And, hey, you'll clean that up. But I had you for 12 hits. I had you for 9 strikeouts. I had you for 6 walks. As you may remember, I count HBPs as walks in the same category. So, you're getting on base a lot. I think you would answer us still too many strikeouts. But on the flip side, you even that out with 12 hits and timely hits, most importantly.
Yeah, it was. Very good. The top 6 did well today, and then the bottom picked us up. Tanner Wolf, Abel.
Look, your bottom 7, 8, 9 went 2 for 3, 2 for 3, 2 for 3.
You're not going to get much better than that.
I mean, that was fantastic.
Coach, what's the week look like this upcoming week?
Well, we've got we go to Senior on Tuesday. We're home against Senior on Wednesday, and we go to Sandusky on Friday.
Okay, well, we're looking forward to it. We'll be back on Wednesday. We'll say a little prayer, and I'll do an anti-rain dance.
Oh, no, the week doesn't look very good.
It doesn't, but that's going to change.
I don't know what happened today. That big green mass just...
It went away.
Yeah.
Well, Wells finally woke up at about 9 o'clock, and it
started
rained
raining.
then.
AJ likes to blame me for the rain.
Then it went away.
Well, thanks.
Yeah.
Congratulations on starting the season 2-0. We appreciate it. Go have a cold one and a cold glass of milk, I should say.
Yes.
And rest up and watch some basketball or whatever you want to do, and then we'll see you on Wednesday this week.
Well, it was fun, partner, being back at the old ball yard. The Arrows 2-0 on the season. They win 10-7 over the Tiffin Columbian Tornadoes. As always, I'm Chris Mallory. That's Brandon Wells. Take us home, BW.
God bless, Godspeed, and go Arrows!